It was an ambush.
How many did you save?
Just like a dream.
You did the only thing you could do. And you lost.
Like a dream.
Look, we're still in this thing.
The day you walked away.
But we have no idea what we're dealing with.
Unfortunate.
Things are getting worse around here, aren't they?
Boyd, we're out of food.
Too many things are changing here. I have to remember.
Remember what?
What's missing?
Nothing that I've been through is possible.
I think you're here for what's in the basement.
This place will not break us. We can still win. But the only way we go home is together.
Hello. Come on, go. The game here is rigged. Why can't they leave us alone?
No matter what this place throws at us, we're gonna find our way home. Everybody just talks about how afraid they are of dying. Well, I don't think that's the worst thing that can happen to you here.
Hello?
Like a dream.
Are you looking for these?
Into my life.
You can't save them all.
But things are really hard than you see.
And cut!
We knew that we wanted our creatures very much to maintain a human quality.
The creatures look really normal at one point and then turn into monsters.
They come out of the woods at night looking like a creepy librarian, your neighbor's a worker or a milkman.
They take the form of somebody who that character would probably be close with. So Julie sees a young guy that maybe she knows from school.
Don't you recognize me?
They come at you smiling. They come with a seduction and with an enticement.
When can I come inside?
They enjoy it, these monsters in this place. They enjoy inflicting harm.
They never run, which is even creepier. Because you know why? They don't have to.
There is a husk outside that is human, but there is something deeper in them. When it does come out, it's almost demonic. It's horrific.
We started off with that image of the Pope by Francis Bacon, the English painter. I always thought he was painting people on the inside, not the outside.
They are intelligent creatures, and we're going to find out more about that.
And welcome one, welcome all to a very special Fromville hour. Now, of course, we meant to do this on our New Year's Eve stream, but we had a ton of fun doing the trivia, and the trivia took way longer than I thought it would. So we figured we would push the monster rankings back to our next stream. So tonight, we are going to dive into it. We are going to find out once and for all who is everybody's favorite Fromville ghoul. And I found just about as many Fromville monsters as I possibly could, at least the main ones that we tend to see over and over and over again. And we are going to find out once and for all who is the chat's favorite monster. Who is going to be ranked first? Who is going to be ranked last? Will it be Granny? Will it be Smiley? Will it be Jasmine? Will it be the cowboy? Will it be none of them? Will it be a wild card? Will an underdog come and take the crown from all of them? We shall see. But this should be fun. I mean, it's not going to be a crazy long stream, but I figured since we didn't get a chance to do this last week, we will definitely do it tonight and find out who our favorite Fromville monsters are. Ravener, do you have a favorite monster overall?
Well, I don't want to bias the jury, you see, but yeah, I do. I mean, but the thing is, it's one of those things where if I wanted to play contrarian, I could argue for any of them. So yeah, each of them has their strongest points. I mean, Smiley's the OG. He has the silent creep factor. Almost said very few words in throughout multiple appearances. Cowboy, of course, is a talker, and he'll tell you. He's the guy that'll tell you the old Billy Jack thing. I'm going to take my left foot and kick you on the right side of your face. And you know what? There ain't a damn thing you can do. He's that guy telling you all, the Bond villain telling you everything that he's going to do. Then of course, Jasmine. I mean, if people, follow their heart, she also had some key lines that we've sliced and diced and julienned every word that she said and tried to derive some kind of a clue out of it. Santi's already saying Granny's the favorite, and she is. She's the first one to get a kill in the game. She drew first blood in the game. Very interesting. Milkman went to town on the cow. So there's a case to be made for pretty much any of them. I do like Cowboy just because he's the talker, and he really, I mean, he was the one working Boyd, in the Breaking Boyd storyline, in the idea that they're going to try to break Boyd and take him down. Cowboy really stepped to the forefront, probably in the absence of Smiley, but there's no real indication that Smiley was anything like a leader either necessarily. He didn't really run with a pack or anything. He definitely had some key lines and stuff, or did some cool things, but I don't know, man. Cowboy really stepped to the front at the beginning of season 3, the first couple episodes. Then I think they kind of underutilized him. They kind of let him fade to the background, possibly by design. Maybe they don't want to emphasize. Maybe there isn't a hierarchy. Maybe there isn't a ranking system among the monsters. Maybe they are all equal. I mean, they're all they're all pawns. They're all drones.
Or maybe they knew Smiley was coming back and they didn't want anyone to kind of outshine Smiley. They want to keep Smiley in that top spot.
Very true. And they absolutely did, man. They took the time to give Smiley a cameo in episode 9 of season 3, which was a shocker to a lot, anybody who didn't see it ahead of time. It was like, oh my gosh, wow. They didn't give him any speaking lines, so they didn't have to put him on the cast list for that season. So it was like, oh, interesting. Okay. And then, but I didn't, I had no clue that they were going to actually bring him back physically in episode 10, which is pretty crazy. So, the ballerina, another thing. What is she? Was she just a vision? Is she a agent of them, like the kimono creature? Kind of like a, I don't know, mercenary, like a one-off contractor that they do one thing. Who knows? Yeah.
There's a good assortment, I must say. Like, as I was sitting and gathering these pictures, I was like, okay, that like there really is a good assortment of some creepy ass monsters that we've seen on the show. Obviously you got like you said, the more prevalent ones, the ones that we tend to see over and over again: the Smileys, the Grannies, the Cowboys, the headband lady, and we even have brand new monster that we saw at the end of season 3 with our new I didn't even know what to call her, so I literally just called her new monster. But yeah, there's a really good assortment. That's one thing I've always really enjoyed about From, the way that they've cultivated these monsters. It's unique. It's something that we haven't really quite seen before. Yes, they have certain aspects that we've seen before, whether it's the vampiric qualities of only coming out at night and needing to be invited in, yada yada. But for the most part, these monsters have been incredibly original and incredibly creepy to watch. And again, I think it's the human aspect to them. Their human form for me is far more frightening and far more unsettling than their monster form could ever be. So I really think they've created something pretty cool here. And again, we got the regular monsters, and like you mentioned, we also have this ballerina creature, we have this kimono creature, we have this new man in yellow. Not quite sure where they fit in. Obviously, they're not regular monsters, but they are definitely still ghouls in Fromville. So this should be fun. This should be interesting to see where these monsters rank on the hierarchy.
Yeah, I mean, Granny's got into 2 houses. She's better at getting into houses even than Jasmine.
True. Very true. Granny's crafty. Granny's crafty, man. And like you said, she's the first monster we've ever seen. Literally the entire show started with Granny Monster getting inside the house and eviscerating Megan and her mother. And it was just I feel like that was one of the scenes that probably hooked a lot of us right into the show very early on. And I know I've said this a million times, but I like that From was able to take a risk early on in their very first episode where they weren't afraid of eviscerating a poor child in that manner in the first episode, in the first 10 minutes of the first episode. Not a lot of shows would have the balls to do that. So Granny Monster, I imagine, is definitely going to be a fan favorite. You know, Smiley's always going to be coming in and going to be a contender. As you mentioned, the Cowboy Monster really stepped up in season 3 in terms of like having some really good dialogue. And then, of course, there's Jasmine as well, the original dialogue monster. I mean, before Jasmine, we hadn't really seen much of these monsters have any meaningful dialogue. I mean, yes, we heard the Granny Monster manipulate her way into the house. But other than that, we hadn't really seen these monsters have any notable speaking lines until Jasmine came around. And of course, Jasmine definitely made a big impression on the fandom. Everybody's been wanting her back ever since she disappeared. But yeah, I feel like we got a really good assortment of monsters. The Milkman monster is always a creepy one. The Professor is always a creepy one. Of course, the creepy nurse monster, the first nurse monster, which is just, I mean, if I had to pick a just overall favorite, Nurse Monster #1 might be the creepiest, in my opinion. Just on if we're just going on sheer looks alone, not actions, not their body count, not what they've done on the actual show, but if we're just looking at just pure appearance, Nurse Monster #1 might be the creepiest for me. Something about her just gives me the heebie freaking jeebies, I guess. I don't know. She's a strange one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, it's George R. Martin as well. Yeah, what about George R. Martin?
right. Oh my God.
But yeah, this should be interesting. This should be fun. And of course, throughout the night, we are going to be doing this by asking you guys in the chat. We are going to go through monster by monster and ask you guys where you think these monsters should be placed on the tier list. The tier list is set up with a bunch of different tiers, from S tier being the best and D tier being the worst. So we're going to go through this, and the majority is going to be ruling this evening, and we're just going to find out where we rank these monsters. And by the time we get to the end, all of the monsters that are in the S category, however many that is, we will put out a poll to see once and for all who is everybody's favorite monster among the S tier. So I figured it should be kind of fun. Just a light stream, nothing too crazy this evening. But before we do that,
they did notice somebody's missing.
Shit. I should have put him in there. I totally forgot about freaking Jasper. Now that you mentioned it, I should have put Jasper in there. Shit. That is my bad. I'm already fouling up. Fucking Jasper, man, that creepy ass doll. Fuck. But yeah, let's dive into this here. But first, of course, let's see who's in the awesome chat this evening. And again, I hope everybody had a phenomenal New Year's. We are officially in 2025, which is absolutely insane when I stop and think about it. 2025 is here. 2024 was a year filled with ups and downs. But I must say, towards the end of my 2024, I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm really enjoying 2025 so far. This is going to be an awesome year, hopefully. I think it will be. I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a good one. We got Ragnarok Falls in the house. Ballerina for the win. Yeah, and again, I had to throw the ballerina in there. I know she's not the typical kind of monster per se, but she was so iconic in how creepy she was, and the kind of the splash she made within the fandom, that I figured I had to at least throw Ballerina in there to see where she's going to rank among the rest of these monsters. So we shall see. Welcome, Ragnarok. We got Kiwi in the house. What is up, Kiwi? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Lara Butler in the building. Welcome, Lara. I see Scarlet Fever in the house. What is up, Fromily? Happy New Year to you all. Yes, indeed. It is the new year, ladies and gents. It is the new year. We got Catherine in the house. What is up, Catherine? Happy Saturday indeed. Happy Saturday. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. First weekend of the new year. And I am definitely enjoying it myself. I must say, I am enjoying it. But before we continue on this, we got some super chats rolling in. We got Robert Saunders for $10. Wow, thank you so much, Robert. That is incredibly generous of you, my friend. Happy New Year's, Fromily. Fatima is my favorite monster in the making, since her child might be considered to be technically sacrificed, and she already enjoys drinking a spicy Bloody Mary. Interesting, Robert. And I can't really argue with that logic. You bring up some very valid points there, my friend. Indeed. I mean, if Fatima was originally pregnant and her baby got consumed by this smiley monster, then technically maybe her child did get sacrificed to Fromville. And yeah, as you said, she definitely enjoys a little Bloody Mary every once in a while. So yeah, maybe I should have thrown Fatima on the list as well. A lot of people thought Fatima was going to turn into a monster in season 3, and the thought even crossed my mind as well, considering where the show was going in the beginning of the season. So, yeah, maybe Fatima is a honorary monster member. Indeed.
It could be, yeah. I had no idea where they were going to go with her, what they were doing. I don't even know if they kind of knew, honestly, because we talked about the discrepancy about Fatima already being pregnant before Smiley was even killed, and then somehow he co-opted her fetus in a way or whatever. It's very strange indeed to see how that worked out.
Yeah.
But there was no predicting what was going to go on.
No, it is, especially like the way it all turned out, and especially like how it happened in terms of like as Fatima is giving birth to Smiley, she's kind of tapping into his memories and seeing some of his origins, seeing how the monsters were created, how they were the parents of the Ankui children, how they were in fact human at one point. Yeah, all of that was definitely came out of left field, or at the very least, I certainly wasn't expecting to get the monster origins this early. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's up with Fatima going into season 4. I've said in the past that I wouldn't be too surprised if she still has some kind of latent connection to Smiley. The fact that she managed to kind of tap into his memories, to maybe even tap into the whole hive mind of the From monsters, I wouldn't be too surprised if there is some lingering connection that is maybe still established between Fatima and Smiley that maybe could even be utilized. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Fatima recovers. I mean, how do you recover from that? I mean, she gave birth to freaking Smiley. She gave birth to a fucking monster. How do you psychologically recover from that? I don't know. I don't know. It should be interesting to see, though. It should be interesting to see. We got Wall Saint Tech for 567. Thank you, Wall Saint Tech. All the monsters are winners. From is the antithesis of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yeah, if you were to take Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and throw it into the Bizarro world, this is probably what you would get. You would get Fromville, absolutely. It's and again, like you said, all of the monsters are definitely contenders. This is why I've really been enjoying the show. One of the many reasons why I really enjoy the show, actually, is the monsters. I mean, they're super cool. There was a reason why there was a huge outcry from the fandom heading into season 3 to make the monsters more prevalent on the show again, because they kind of took a little bit of a backseat towards the second half of season 2. People want more monster action, and I'm right there with everybody else. I totally want more monster action as well. They're one of the most intriguing parts of the show. So absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
There's always the strongest episodes when the monsters are front and center. All the plot, and I know other people love the mystery part or trying to unravel, the background and stuff. I'm a simple man. I just like to see, people being chased around, and can they escape? Can they not escape? It's always up in the air. The way they film it, the way they change the filming, the actual camera work, they zoom in closer. There's no peripheral vision, so things can come out of the side of the screen and catch people, and the jump scares and all that good stuff. I always love the nighttime scenes. I always love the monster scenes more than anything else. So yeah, I'll take the monster scenes always. It'll be interesting to see how they work with the the man in yellow. And we've talked at length about
Ooh,
that, about
yeah.
him. Are they, is he going to even vanish and just leave people to try to figure it out on their own? Because right now there's only two people that have seen him, which is dead Jim and future Julie, who's presumably going back to the future. So nobody knows that the man in yellow is even a thing other than us, other than the viewer. So how are they going to handle him? What are they going to do with him? Are they just going to put him on the shelf for a little while and let the characters stew about it and try to figure it out? Because there's a lot of havoc. There's a lot of chaos to be had, letting people point fingers and try to figure it out when they don't know that there's a third party involved.
Yeah.
They're gonna go with what they know, just like like we do when we didn't know. There are a lot of we made a lot of logical leaps based on the knowledge that we had. I mean, like Kimono Lady, for example. Was it Fatima? Was it this? Was she good? Was she bad? We took what we knew, took what we were given, and then extrapolated from there. But I don't think anybody really had an idea that she was basically just going to be the midwife. Nobody had that one on the bingo card. I'm sorry, because she hadn't had any real relation to Fatima in any kind of way. She was only an Elgin adjacent thing. So
the kimono creature, and the kimono creature was an interesting one, because until like a little into the season, it was kind of up in the air as to whether or not she was good or was she bad. That was one thing that was pretty interesting about the character. They kind of presented it very ambiguous in the beginning, where yes, she looks incredibly creepy, she looks ghoulish, but you still had that little bit of a question in the back of your mind as to whether or not is she really here to help. I mean, she presents herself to Elgin as wanting to help and needing his help. So, you had that kind of ambiguity around the kimono creature for the start of the season, at least, in terms of is she good or is she bad? At least until that one scene where she just completely creeps up. I know we've talked about this too. She just creeps up behind Elgin, whispers in his ear, "Elgin, I can help you." At that point, we kind of knew this thing sucks. This thing is not good. But yeah, it was the ambiguity of the character when it was first introduced was pretty interesting for sure. Indeed. But yeah, that's what's fun about the show. You just never know where things are going to land. But yes, all the monsters are indeed winners, Wall St. Tech. We got Kiwi Skirt for 5 memberships. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 memberships gifted from the awesome Kiwi Skirt. Thank you so much, Kiwi. Very much appreciate you. It looks like Scarlett is a member, Vanessa is a member, Robert is a member, Delilah is a member, and Just Janus is also now a member. Welcome one, welcome all. So glad to have each and every one of you here. And of course, all of the members, don't be afraid to spam the custom Fromville emojis that we have down there. We got tons of them to choose from. I should probably upgrade some of those emojis. It's been a little while since I've changed any of them out, so I should probably make some new emojis pretty soon. So if anybody wants specific channel emojis that you want me to make, definitely leave your suggestions in the comment section after the stream ends. That's probably where I'll have the best chance to actually see them. But yeah, I'm going to have to make up some new emojis here, especially with Severance and Yellow Jackets on the horizon, which we will also be covering as well. I'm going to have to make some Severance and some Yellow Jackets emojis for sure. But thank you so much, Kiwi, for the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Wall St. Tech. And thank you so much, Robert, as well. I owe all of you a well-earned whoa.
And we're well on the way to another trivia stream, which is too much of a burden, because it really was fun.
So fun. Yeah.
The correct answers were great, and the incorrect answers were great. And I think it was just kind of relaxed. That's why we kind of allowed it to go over and kind of this ranking thing. Because why would you cut off something that people are into? It was a fun time for us, fun time for the chat. So yeah, why cut it off just to keep a timetable? So yeah, super, super cool. And
yeah, I think so. Like you said, it was fun. I mean, a trivia stream was something that we had been meaning to do for a while, but I always kind of just kept pushing it back due to just being a little bit too busy. But now that From is over and I'm not crazy in the weeds with work. Yeah, we have some more time to do some of these things now, and we definitely will be doing a lot more of these things. And yeah, I had a blast doing the trivia stream. It was definitely a lot, even more fun than I thought it would be. I wasn't quite sure how it would be going into it, but the chat seemed to have an absolute blast, and it was very fun coming up with some pretty tough questions. I was hoping to stump the chat a few times, and we successfully did that. But for the most part, the chat was on point with most of the answers, and you guys are very knowledgeable, I must say. I'm going to have to bring my A game even more on the next trivia from stream and come up with some even more difficult questions to try and stump everybody, because you guys were on point. I must say, you guys were pretty good in the trivia department. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing another one of them. Looks like, as Ravener said, we are well on our way to hitting our goal this evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. Yeah, she literally tried to drown him, and he called her an angel. That's a good point. I mean, that's the first time Elgin sees the kimono creature. Is she's freaking drowning him in the tub, and he interprets that as she's an angel. Yeah, I guess that shows a little bit of an insight into Elgin's state of mind and how manipulated he had become by this kimono creature, just like Sarah was in season 1. So that is a good point.
And there's no saying how exactly he perceived her. I mean, she could have appeared as an angel to him. She appeared as what she was to us, that creepy, emaciated thing. But yeah, she may have appeared as something to him, or maybe when whispering in his ear, she kind of had a little, almost like remember Scarlet Witch in the Marvel series, and when she very first appeared, that's pretty much all she did, is go up behind people and whisper, and then they go into like a vision of their ideal life or an entire fantasy version of their life or whatever. So who knows exactly how Elgin perceived her. It is weird that he identified her as an angel, though, which was a very strange.
Bit strange. Not exactly what you would kind of picture if an angelic apparition were visiting you. The kimono creature certainly would not be what I would imagine, at the very least. And of course, I just lost my freaking tier list because this thing refreshed. God dang it.
No way.
Yep. Yep. But I can pull it back up, I think. But yeah, it's Elgin's a freaking nut. Elgin is absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see how Elgin kind of recovers in season 4 as well. I mean, he was not only kind of completely manipulated and just turned completely around, but Sarah also just plucked out his eye at the end of season 3 as well, which was incredibly freaking badass. But it's going to be interesting to see how Elgin recovers. I mean, how is he going to be in the town going forward? Is he going to be accepted in the town? Are they going to start treating him like an outcast for what he did to Fatima, or are they going to have sympathy for him for what Sarah did to him? It's going to be interesting to see how he's received in season 4.
And he was just kind of like laying there in the chair. Yeah, some, like David Mills says, some people are already saying that he's just dead. He's flat out dead. He died from it. It's entirely possible. I didn't see him moving. We didn't see him do anything, but they kind of weren't responded to him like he was dead. But maybe he is. He could be. I didn't really like him he got more interesting the more evil he became. But he was kind of a lump for about the whole season 2. So it wouldn't break my heart of all the people that we wouldn't mind seeing go, Elgin. Some people have to go, so it wouldn't break my heart to see Elgin.
People, like you said, some people got to die. I mean, this is Fromville after all, and I even put out a video recently talking a little bit about how I think season 4 is going to go, and I definitely think season 4 is going to be way darker than season 3 was. I think I do feel like we're heading for the darkest season yet when season 4 comes around. And yeah, I'm expecting even more of our characters to bite the dust in the 4th season. I know we lost some fan favorites, or at the very least, we lost one huge fan favorite in Tian Chen. I know Jim isn't a fan favorite for everybody, which is totally fine. But I'm expecting to lose even more main prominent characters in season 4. I truly think season 4 is going to be the darkest season yet, and their toughest season yet. Just considering the circumstances that everybody is, the condition actually that everybody is in heading into this next season. Season 3 really put so many of our characters through the ringer, Boyd included. I mean, all of season 3 was pretty much one giant playbook for how to break Boyd down. He's certainly not the same Boyd that he was in season 1 and season 2 even. He's definitely lost a bit of a step. He is a little bit cracked. I mean, one could even argue that he is a little bit broken. I don't think he's broken, but I do think he is a little bit cracked after the events of season 3. So it's going to be interesting to see, is he going to be able to kind of rise up and be that prominent and strong leader and sheriff that he once was? Or are we going to see Boyd struggle a little bit with some of the guilt that I know he's going to be feeling in season 4? I mean, as justified as he was in torturing Elgin, and I personally didn't have a problem with it. There's nothing I wouldn't do for family and loved ones in a heartbeat. But I imagine Boyd himself, just because he does have that very strong moral code, he probably is going to feel bad for torturing Elgin, and I know he's going to feel bad for leaving Randall behind as well, with his, with his military background and his leave no man behind attitude. I think we're going to see a little bit of a different Boyd in season 4.
Yeah, he's going to have trouble looking Elgin in the one eye, in the eye, singular.
Yes, yeah, pun intended. Pun very much intended. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man, and they had evacuated Colony House, so only a handful of people. Again, they're compartmentalizing knowledge and that kind of stuff. So only a handful of people know about it. But I have a feeling that that little tidbit of of gossip is going to spread pretty fast.
Yeah, and that's what I've been wondering as well. How much will become just general knowledge throughout the town? How much will everybody know? Will everybody know what Elgin even did to Fatima? Because up until at the end of season 3, Boyd and Donna presented it to the town as though Fatima was just missing. No other information, no other kind of suspects, nothing. It was just Fatima's missing. Let's see if we can find her. Obviously, they're going to be strolling back to Colony House with Fatima in tow at the beginning of season 4. So how exactly are they going to play that? Are they even going to let everybody know that Elgin had a hand in this? Or is Boyd going to want to kind of keep this under wraps? Again, the information sharing in From has notoriously been very scarce up until this point. So, I'm wondering how much Boyd and Donna and the rest of them are even going to make public.
Yeah, I think they'll do the PR thing and say, they'll say like, Fatima lost a baby. Please respect her privacy in this time of sorrow or whatever. And then just not mention the fact that Smiley's back. And then just trust that he doesn't say anything about it. Trust that Smiley doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mother's Day is coming up, Mom. What do you want?
Yeah, because there are a handful of people that do know it was specifically Smiley that got killed. I mean, I don't know if it's in just general knowledge and throughout the entire town. I'm pretty sure it's general knowledge that people know Boyd killed the monster, but do they know that Boyd killed that specific monster, I guess is the question. So yeah, when he starts walking around again, I mean, Kenny, everybody that was at the clinic, of course, they're going to recognize first and foremost, whether it's, Kenny, Christy, Marielle, all of them are going to notice right off the hand as soon as they see him, like, holy shit, isn't that the monster that you fucking killed like fucking 2 weeks ago? What's he doing back? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing kind of shapes out. I'm looking forward to it. I think season 4 is going to be the darkest yet, and maybe even the most interesting season yet. All right, I'm just about all loaded up again. I was filibustering there. I was
if they're gonna shock us, if they're gonna shock us in season 4, I think what they'll do is really double down on killing people, break Boyd down, set the town back to the point where the only thing shocking to us will be how they recover from it. How are they able to rally after? I want to see a huge major setback. I don't know how they'll do it. Leave it all, I'll leave it up to the writers. They seem to have done pretty good so far. They rallied by episode 10 of season 3. They were really, it was kind of flagging though, after about episode 4. From 5 to even 9 wasn't quite as satisfying, but they did manage to rally and leave a satisfying ending by number 10. So maybe they'll try it again. I hope they don't go too far off the rails in season 4, and because I think that's what happened in season 2. They thought they were doing something cool, but the general audience kind of didn't. For the most part. So yeah, but I think they've gotten a lot of feedback on season 3. What were the best episodes? What were the strongest ones? And hopefully they see that through thread, that little trend that having the monsters do stuff is the secret to success, the secret recipe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. But you got them all loaded up and ready to go.
I do have them. I'm pretty sure I got them all loaded up again now. Yes. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Let me say what is up to a few more people, and then we will dive into all of this. Let's see. We got Vanessa in the house. What is up, Vanessa M? Good to see you as well, my friend. We got Robert Saunders in the building. We got Susan in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me scroll down. We got PM in the house. What is up, PM? Always good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Scrolling down, see who else I can see. I see Hollywood Pineapple is here as well. They don't have to run. Smiley ran to kill Miranda, so I guess he had to. And I have a little bit of a theory on that as to why Smiley was specifically running in that scene. And that will be in my video that is releasing tomorrow on the channel. I got a little bit of a theory on that, why Smiley was specifically running in that scene, especially considering all of the emphasis that not only the show, but the creators themselves have been putting on the fact that the monsters don't need to run. They don't need to run. They just walk. But why was Smiley running in that scene? I have an idea. I have a specific idea as to why Smiley was running and not walking. But just a little bit of tinfoil. We shall see. We shall see. Man, where's my pants, Taylor? That's a great name. Welcome, welcome. Where's my pants? We got Lily DeVelli in the house. What is up, Lily? Glass clanking. Who's drinking? Yes, who is drinking? I know New Year's is over, but we are officially in the new year, and that is worthy of a celebration in and of itself. So if you're drinking, clink those glasses. Hope everybody is having a fun weekend. It is the weekend after all. Kick your feet back, relax, enjoy yourself. We got Bill D in the house. What is up, Bill D? Welcome, welcome. We got Santi in the house. Grandma is my favorite. And again, Granny is she's a heavy fan favorite, I feel. Absolutely. You can't go wrong with picking Granny. She's the original monster. She is the first one we've seen. So can't go wrong with her.
Yeah, she has those weird, I think her natural teeth. I think the actress's teeth are kind of, they lend themselves to being a monster. I think she has like pegged laterals, like her little canines or whatever. They look a little strange. But man, when you're going for the monster look, they can, it'll let the people doing the prosthetics, give them a little ideas, or sometimes they'll just let it ride. It's like, oh yeah, you're creepy enough. You're good. We don't need to do dental prosthetics on you. You're good.
Yeah.
It's not really a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment at the end of the day. Well, that's what's interesting about the casting for the monsters. I mean, we intercepted that casting call that they put out at the beginning of season 3 that we talked about, and that's kind of how we knew that the kimono creature would be returning in season 3. It looked like they were casting a specific role for the kimono creature in the 3rd season, so we kind of knew she was going to be back. But we also saw the official description that they put out when they're casting for the regular background monsters, and they specifically look for people with very pronounced facial features, whether it's pronounced cheekbones, stuff like that. They're specifically looking for people that look a little bit unique, a little bit different, and you can totally see it in the end result. Like you said, whether it's the granny monster and her weird teeth, whether it's the freaking creepy ass nurse monster and just how weird she looked, Smiley and his smile. They really have been going out and looking for specific extras that have these kind of unique features to stand out as monsters. And I think it's been a really great choice at the end of the day. I mean, because again, the end results speak for themselves. I want to see more of this freaking magician monster. That's what I want to see. The magician monster was so creepy. I mean, we've only seen him once, but he left such an impression on me that I figured I'd throw him on here for the hell of it. I want to see this freaking magician monster again. This was one of the monsters that was outside of Randall's bus in season 2. When Randall was screaming at the monsters, you can see this weird magician he's got the old school magician kind of suit on. At first I thought he was the groom to the bride, because it looks kind of similar. But then when you take a closer look at the suit that he's wearing, it's one of those old school magician suits that the magicians used to wear back in the 50s and 60s. So at first I thought he was the bride to the groom, but he's not. He's a freaking magician.
Yeah, he just needs a top hat. Yeah, the top hat to complete the look. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the stash, he's got the bow tie, he's got it all. He's ready to go. All he needs is a hat and a rabbit to pull out of it.
Like Ravine, the magician.
Indeed. Welcome, nice. Catherine. Good to see you as well. Welcome, SL Rhodes. We got Sandflyer in the building. Sandflyer was asking earlier if Elgin was on the official cast list for season 4, and that I don't know. I don't believe they have released any official cast list for season 4, because I imagine they probably haven't even started, or at the very least, they definitely haven't finished casting for season 4 at this point, I would imagine. So it's hard to know for sure, but if I had to put money on it, I would be very surprised if Elgin was dead. He's going to survive that. I mean, getting your eye popped out, as gruesome and as bad as it looks, it's usually not a fatal wound, even here in Fromville, especially with the medical expertise of Christy and Marielle close at hand. I would be very surprised if Elgin was dead. He's going to be alive. I would put 99% sure that Elgin's going to be alive. He's not going to go out that easy. He's going to be around. And it's going to be interesting to see how he is received. Right? Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Elgin's going to survive.
Oh yeah, he'll be more of an agent of chaos if he's alive than if he were dead. So yeah, they'll keep him around just to stir the pot.
I think so. There's a lot of ways to go with that character, like considering where he is at now, everything he did in season 3. I imagine the possibilities, just from a writing standpoint. Like if I was a writer, a character like that those are the kind of characters that you have a lot of fun writing and crafting, because the possibilities are endless as opposed to where you can take that character. So I imagine they're going to have a lot of fun crafting where Elgin is going to go. And someone also said in the chat earlier, hopefully he changes his outfit in season 3 and season 4 as well. Yeah, Smelgin Elgin must be getting pretty rank up until this point. He's probably pretty stank. Indeed. David Mills says, when Boyd flees the dungeon and the monsters show up, I think they know the spider's POV because they have bad eyesight. That's right, the whole spider thing, and we haven't done the season 2 watch party yet. We are starting that tomorrow night, actually. Tomorrow night I will go live at my usual kind of Sunday night time around 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll hang out for a little bit of an hour for a pre-game show, and then at 9 p.m. Eastern we are continuing our From rewatch party in the Discord, and we will be watching season 2 episodes 1 and 2. And of course, season 2 episode 2 is the famous episode that has become pretty intriguing over the last few months, ever since it was spotted in the background that there was some weird thing in the woods that seemingly was maybe following Boyd. And it's really hard to know exactly what this thing was. Many people think it was a giant spider. It's hard to know. It could potentially be, or it could maybe just be something as simple as a camera accidentally falling into frame. It's really hard to know exactly what it is. But I do have a slow-mo version of it. So tomorrow night, we will take a close look at this thing and find out just what the heck we're looking at.
Yeah. The dog's running off.
Top left corner of your screen. You'll see it in a second. There's Boyd. And then boom, what is this thing moving that is following him? It's creepy. It looks like I understand why people think it might be a giant spider. It almost does look like a giant freaking leg. Yeah, I don't know. It's not the dog. No, it's not the dog, Susie. The dog. We see the dog run in front of Boyd, so it's definitely not the dog. I'll play it again so you guys can see. The dog runs. The dog runs first.
I think she was trolling. I think she was because it was the dog first. Yeah, that's a dog. I don't know if she's trolling or not. Looks like a guy holding a torch.
It might have been easy to miss the dog. But yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is. Again. I don't know if it's a giant spider or if it's, again, maybe just as simple as a camera accidentally falling into frame. It could just be a camera. But again, it's hard to know. Let's see it again.
It is a dog. It's like a guy holding a torch.
Screw you, Susie. Yeah, you got me. You got me fair and square. Okay, you got me.
there he goes with
There's
his torch,
Boyd.
and then that thing.
Now,
Yeah, what is
this
it?
thing? What
But
is
whatever
it?
it is, it's big. I mean, it is
It's
big.
big and it's moving.
So
It's clearly moving, and that's why I wanted to get a slow-mo version of it, because I wasn't too sure if it was something that was just stationary back there or if it was something that was actually moving. And again, clearly, once you take a closer look, it is definitely moving. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, could it be the giant spider that everybody is hoping to see? Or again, could it simply just be a camera arm? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those two things, though. If it's not the spider, it's a camera arm. But yeah, there it is. There it is. That is season 2, episode 2, Ty. If anybody else in the chat was wondering, that right there is season 2, episode 2, right after Boyd gets contracted with the worms and he's leaving the dungeon. And the dog is kind of leading him back to town. That is when it was spotted. Nikki was actually the one who spotted it originally. And that is in season 2, episode 2, which will be one of the episodes that we are going to be rewatching tomorrow night for our From Rewatch party in the Discord. So we will definitely be diving more into this tomorrow and dissecting the heck out of that shot frame by frame. I have stills that we can take a look at as well as video. And yeah, maybe we can finally come to a consensus once and for all as to what the heck this thing is. But good eagle eye on Nikki's part. It's a very intriguing shot. Something I never noticed, that's for sure.
yeah, absolutely, and it'll be nice to get back into the watch party groove. We took a few days off. I know I did. I kind of took one off with her too, and Jeremy didn't even know I was taking it off.
No worries, man. It was holiday time. It was holiday season. I feel like it was a good time to take a little week break. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, and we're gonna get back. I'm gonna get back into the Friday watch parties too. I've been feeling. I almost, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I almost skipped the show tonight because I'm feeling so negative. Because I watched War of the Rohirrim. I watched Squid Game season 2. I've watched a bunch of things lately, and I was just gonna be like, "Fuck, man! I'm gonna get on the show and be like the curmudgeon that hates everything because everything's just like." It's like, oh, so disappointing. And I'm like, well, and then tonight I was actually going to watch Gladiator 2. I picked up a copy of that one, and I was like, you know what? Why would I watch Gladiator 2 when I could watch Gladiator 1? And I just want to start going back. And I think a couple of times over the holidays I took advice or people recommended something, and I played it on a watch party, and it wasn't good. And I'm like, man, now I got to reassess everything. I'm showing people something that wasn't very good. Plus, now I got to reassess whether I'm going to take advice or recommendations from that person anymore. So I'm like, you know what? How about if I just play things that I like? So I think next Friday, I'm going to start Rome, the series Rome again. Knock out 1 or 2 episodes of that one. Susie says I can join her pop culture Jeopardy group. Oh man, I don't know. I'd be bad about modern pop culture, to be honest. But yeah, I even bought a copy of. I started watching Gladiator tonight, and I was like, you know what? I ended up buying Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, so that'll be coming on Tuesday. So now I'll be giving you Stoic wisdom starting on Tuesday. It'll be interesting. BK is saying do Shogun. Man, you do Shogun.
It was BK's responsibility to do Shogun, and then his computer crapped out on us.
That's what I said.
But no, honestly, I mean, I'm down to watch Shogun anytime personally. Like that is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I do think it was probably the best show of 2024. But I mean, it's not super topical right now, so I totally understand it. I mean, we weren't getting really high numbers in the watch party. Again, I'd watch it if it was just me alone in there watching it because I love that show that much. And that's not even really a show to me. Watching Shogun is more like watching high art. It's better than a show. I don't know how they produce something so good. But they did. But once season 2 of Shogun gets a little bit closer to actually airing, we will definitely be diving headfirst back into everything Shogun season 1. And in the meantime, if somebody steps up and wants to kind of do a Shogun watch party in the Discord, of course, that is more than welcome. That's the thing about the Discord. Anybody that ever wants to host a watch party, whether it's a series or whether it's just a one-off movie night, everybody is welcome to start their own watch party in the Discord any night you guys want. Everybody is welcome to that. The watch party section is open and free for everybody to use. So just keep that in mind. Anytime anybody wants to do a watch party, you guys are all welcome to use that for sure.
And I think that's where a lot of it comes from too. Is people are like, man, I'd love it if people play this, or I'd love to, we ought to watch that or another thing. You can do it, man. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me in the Discord. I'll be glad to walk you through it. I'll set up a channel exclusively for you, and we may even promote it a little bit, try to get you some eyes on the thing you want to see. But believe me, man, I've started shows where there are like 2 other people in there besides myself, and it's like, just if you feel like streaming, if you feel like hosting a show, and you don't have to sit there and talk and host it like a Jay Leno or anything, like an actual talk show host. Just say, hey, I'm like this time of day, on this day, I'm gonna play this show, and make sure it's something you want to watch, because there might not be anybody else in there depending on the time of day. I've had it happen to myself, so it's like, well, at least it's something I want to watch. I'll watch it by myself, man. But it's super cool. And then gradually people will drift in, and sometimes people will drift in and then drift out. But that's perfectly fine too. Gladiator, that was back when Ridley Scott was at his peak. He's doing Kingdom of Heaven. He did something else between, and it's sad that all the best stuff is from 20 years ago, but what can you do? You gotta enjoy it.
It's Ridley Scott. He'll always go down in history as one of the all-time greats. But yes, the last 10 years or so, his hits have been fewer and further between. But Gladiator is a classic, so I'm sure if that ever gets popped into the Discord, I'm sure there'll definitely be a few people in there watching that. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic one. We got Ando in the house, who has been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much, Ando, my friend. I hope you are gearing up and getting ready for Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Although I know we have a little bit of a longer wait now. We were supposed to be getting it in spring. Now it looks like we're not going to be getting it until summertime. They are running into some longer than anticipated post-production from what I'm hearing from behind the scenes. But everybody that I've talked to that works at HBO that has intimate knowledge about Night of the Seven Kingdoms, everybody seems to be very excited about the show, far more excited than they are about House of the Dragon. It seems like, I know it's only 6 episodes, but it seems like apparently they left quite an impression on the people that have seen them already, or have seen the filming stages and where the show is going. Apparently it's looking like it's going to be very accurate to the book. So I'm looking forward to A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And thank you so much, Ando, for being a member for 5 months. Zaldrizas Busgari Ixos.org. Yes, my friend.
Oh, my sweet summer child, what do you know about fear? Fear is for the winter, when the snows fall 100 feet deep. Fear is for the long night, when the sun hides for years, and children are born and live and die, all in darkness. That is the time for fear, my little lord, when the white walkers move through the woods.
Man, I'll never not love Game of Thrones Season 1. It'll forever be in my all-time favorites. You don't get much better than Season 1 Game of Thrones, in my opinion, anyway. But thank you so much, Ando, for the membership chat. Very much appreciate you, my friend. Let's see what else we got. We got B. Morgan for $2. Thank you so much, B. Morgan. Voting to name the new monster Wednesday. Okay, I can kind of see that. Where is she? Where's this new monster at? Okay, I can see a little bit of a Wednesday vibe, maybe. She's certainly got the right outfit on for it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we've got a little bit of a Wednesday monster going on here. Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. If that's what you guys want to call this one, that is what we can call this one. Yeah, Wednesday. She's got a little bit of a Wednesday vibe to her, doesn't she? I have not seen the show Wednesday, although I have heard some pretty good things about it. But yeah, maybe this will be Wednesday. Maybe this will be Wednesday. But thank you so much for the $2, B. Morgan. Very much appreciate you. And I saw you ask earlier if polls were allowed in the Discord. Absolutely. Anybody that ever wants to run a poll about anything, feel free to ask the Discord anything you guys want. Polls are readily available for anybody to use at any given point. So, yeah, you get a poll in mind that you want to use, B. Morgan, by all means, throw it into the Discord and let's see where the votes lie. We shall see where the votes lie. But thank you so much for the $2, and I owe you a whoa. And last but certainly not least, we got Panda Nikki for $2.79. Thank you so much, Panda. All bow before Spidergate. Yes, Spidergate has officially begun, and I guess we'll find out. We will find out once and for all tomorrow night, once we dive into season 2, episodes 1 and 2, and we get to that spider scene or that creepy scene, whatever the heck that thing is. We will find out. We will dive in, and maybe we'll vote on that. Maybe I'll put up a poll tomorrow night during our pregame stream, and maybe I will let you guys, or we will see what you guys vote, and then which way the vote lies. Do you guys think that is a spider? Do you guys think that is a camera arm, or do you guys think that is something else entirely? We will definitely throw that. We will throw that up to a vote tomorrow night, definitely, and we shall see once and for all where Spidergate lies. I guess we shall see. And thank you so much for the $2.79. Indeed. All right, let's dive into this now, shall we? We have wasted enough time. Let me pull this up. Let me stop sharing this. Let me bring up this tier list. And we will go through these monsters one by one. And you guys can tell us which tier you want this monster to fall in. Now, again, the tiers are set up from S all the way down to D. You got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier, with S being the best or the favorite, and D tier being the least favorite. So we will go by monster, and you guys can decide and let us know where you think these monsters shall be placed, and the majority will win it. Whichever one has the most amount of votes or chats, that will be the placement. That will be where we place these dastardly monsters.
Yeah, where did the S tier come from? Was that in like those like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon like card games? Because I've been using the S scale forever, but I don't remember where it came from. I mean, it used to always just be A, B, C, D. S never really appeared on the scene. Does anybody in the chat know that one?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
don't know.
remember.
Why is, you got A, B, C, D, which is very alphabetical order. Why the fuck is S
S was
better than
supposed to
A?
be like superior or something, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
maybe it's the superior tier. Although it is a little bit weird. It is a little bit weird. But we shall see. We shall see who is going to land in the S tier, who is going to land in an A tier, who is going. Yeah, grading system from Japan, says Robertson. Maybe maybe that's it. Is that where it came from? Maybe it's a Japan grading system. Okay, that's possible. I will take you at your word, my friend. I will take that. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that is it. UK grading scale, says BK. Okay,
yeah. The quick Googler says, yeah, S tier originates from Japanese culture, where S is often used to represent superlative grade or ranking, meaning special or super. Often seen in academic grading and advertising, placing it above the standard A tier. Okay, yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Stands to reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I guess we will go left to right from top to bottom, and we will start with the Granny Monster. I know these boxes are a little bit small on our screen, so bear with us. But Granny Monster is first. So let us know in the chat. Drop your rating. Again, S is the best, D is the worst, and in between will go as follows. Where do you guys think the Granny Monster should fall on the tier? Is she an S monster? Is she an A monster? I imagine she's probably going to be S or A. She is a pretty fan favorite. But let's see what you guys think. We got 1 for S. We got 2 for S. We got 3 for S. We got 3 for S and 3 for A. Wow. 3 for S and 3 for A. Now we got 4 for A. It looks like A is in the lead. We got tied up now. Ravener threw his hat into the ring. David Mules throws an S. S is in top right now. Looks like S is in the lead. We got more S's than anything else. We got another A, so A is coming close, but still S is in the lead. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I was just trolling. I was just saying what S stood for. But yeah, you can leave mine as an S. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
S,
great.
S is for like
SL
suck
Rhodes.
it, losers. Like everybody on S. Like,
Yeah. SL Rhodes giving it an S. Erica giving it an S. PM is giving it an S. Hollywood is giving it an S. It looks like S seems to be where Granny's fate is going to lie.
all right. A lot.
Okay.
This will make for an interesting final poll then, because she got a lot of support. We'll see when they're head to head. Next up,
it should be. It should be. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We'll see where these all line up. And again, at the end, once we go through all of them, every monster that is on the S tier, we will create a poll, and you guys can vote once and for all who is the best S tier monster. The ultimate choice, the end choice, is going to lie with you guys in the chat. But up next, we have the Headband Lady Monster. Now, of course, the Headband Lady Monster, I mean, we don't really have a great name for her. This is the monster that a lot of people seem to think early on might have been Donna's sister, which was a very popular theory to start. This is also the monster that's always tends to be with the cowboy. We saw her outside of the sheriff station taunting Fatima through the glass. But this monster is also a monster that had a really great scene in season 3 down in the caves with good old Victor.
We have to go. You know, Victor, if you keep coming down here, one of these days, we'll make you stay.
That is Headband Monster. And let's see where you guys think she should end up. We got a C, we got a B, we got 2 B's, we got an A, we got 2 C's and 2 B's, we got 3 B's. Looks like B is in the lead so far. We got another B. B is definitely in the lead so far. We got more B's than anything else. We got another B coming in. Awesome. Looks like B's are in first. We got an A coming in, an S coming in, a C coming in. Wow, this one is all over the map. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But it's still
largely,
like
largely Cowboy's girlfriend. I always called her Cowboy's girlfriend because he was always with, she was always with him wherever they went. It'd be interesting if she was one of those ones like Randall was talking about, like, 2 of them always go over by the swimming pool and sit together. And, we started noticing that there were trends with the monster's behavior, or actually Randall flat out, explained it to Boyd that the monsters do the same things every night and each one does a different thing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Headband Lady's role is.
Looks like C has just taken the lead. We were tied at 4-4 with B and C. It looks like C just took the lead. Although SL Rhodes just tied it up again. We got 5 B's and 5 C's. We are tied 5 B's, 5 C's. Kiwi is changing to a C, so that puts B down 1 and C up 2 now. So C is in the lead for the Headband Lady. C is in the lead. We'll give it another few seconds and we shall see. The final voting will close off in a few seconds. So anybody who didn't throw their vote in yet, now is the time. But so far, it looks like C is the winner. C is up by 2 so far. And B, making a comeback. We got another B. We got another B. Looks like we are tied again. We are tied. Will Smalls changing to B. It looks like B just took the lead again. Ooh. B just took the lead. Although C is coming back. Luke is coming back with a C, so we are tied again. There's another B from William Waddy. We got B in the lead. We'll give it 10 seconds. 10 more seconds, guys. And then that will close the voting. C, but I don't know how it means. And then we got another B by Sherry, so B is back in the lead. Another B by Bill D. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Another B by R. Muhammad. Looks like B is the winner. We shall put Headband Lady in the B spot. There she is. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff, guys. Yeah. I do feel like a rationing auctioneer up here, Kiwi. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's go. Let's continue on down the road. Up next, we have the male student monster. Now, of course, this was the monster that Julie sees on the porch of Colony House at the very beginning of the series, season 1, episode 2. The monster that says to Julie, "Don't you recognize me?" That is the male student monster. Where do you guys think the male student monster should rank? This one, I would probably put this one at a C. So I'm just going to go ahead and cast my vote. Actually, I think D might even be a little bit better. This is a low tier monster. It's a low
Yeah.
tier monster. I'm giving it a D. I'm giving this dude a D. He has not impressed me up until this point. We got D's, 1, 2, 3, 4 D's. We got another D. We got 1, 2, 3 C's, 4 C's, 5 C's, 5 C's. But there we go. We got 2 more D's, 3 more D's. So it looks like D is ahead by 4 now. Wow. D is up by 4 votes, ladies and gents. D is where we are at. Let's leave it open for another few seconds and see if any other votes come in. But D is up by 4. Oh, now D is up by 3 with C coming in from Thomas Shelby. We got another D from Hollywood Pineapple, putting D back in the lead by 4. Awesome. Looks like D might take it, guys. Looks like he might be a D tier freaking monster. Again, I mean, he's not that impressive, I must say. I'm not super impressed with the male student monster, so I am definitely giving him a D. Although that is one of the monsters that stuck the rebarb through poor Kelly's head in season 2, so he does have a little bit of acolytes under his belt. But no, it looks like the D's have it, ladies and gents. Male student is a D monster. Okay, we are cruising right through it, guys. Cruising right through it. Up next, we have the one and only Smiley, which of course needs no introduction. The Smiley monster is probably the most recognizable monster on the entire show. So let's see where you guys place Smiley. I imagine Smiley's probably going to be an S or an A at the least. Probably an S, but who knows? Maybe an A. We'll see what the chat says. Where do you guys think Smiley should go? We got an S, we got an S, we got an S. We got Shelby giving it a D. That is cruel of you, sir. Very cruel of you. But we
just because he took out Trudy. He was in there when they took out Trudy.
Looks like the S's are overwhelmingly running away with it. We got so many S's in the chat. Too many S's to even count at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 S's so far. 15 S's so
Keep
far.
coming in, yeah.
Yeah. I think the S's are going to take this one. 17 S's now. Damn, almost a clean sweep. If it wasn't for Shelby, it wasn't for good old BK, this would have been a clean sweep. But of course, BK throwing that jab in and giving Smiley a D. How dare you, sir?
Oh yeah, Hollywood Pineapple said he showed his hams, so that's why he gets it.
He did. This he did. I will say, bloody bare naked Smiley ass was not on my bingo card for the season finale. I will say that. I was not expecting that imagery to enter my mind, and I wish it never had. But it looks like Smiley is indeed going to take an S tier, right up there with good old Granny. We got Granny and Smiley up there battling it out for the top spot. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Yeah, he deserves the S. I would agree, Susan. Smiley deserves an S. I feel like, there's a reason he's the most recognizable monster on the show. They plastered him on all of the promotional material for the first 2 seasons. He just has that iconic look that kind of sticks with you, which again is a big reason why I think they brought him back. Regardless of what they say, I don't think they originally planned to bring Smiley back. I get the feeling this was a little more shoehorned in due to the fan outcry, but that's just my take. That is just my take. But up next, we have the old librarian. Now, we remember the old librarian. She, of course, was one of the monsters that was outside of the ambulance in season 3 surrounding Randall. When Randall holds up the talisman in his hand, hoping that that's going to ward the monsters away, the old librarian monster says, "Oh, sweetie, it doesn't work like that." That is the old librarian monster. Where do you guys think the old librarian should be? I'll try. Let's see if I can remove this freaking banner. I can't.
Yeah, they think there's like display mode or something in that on that page. There you go. Perfect. Almost. Yeah, good enough.
Nah, see, it's still there.
Shit.
Every time I come down,
There's something like there was like 3 red buttons if I remember on that at the bottom or something. Nothing. It doesn't say like display mode or something. Or scroll a little.
See it.
What does it say? One of them.
And I don't want to.
There it is. It says presentation mode. Yeah, check that.
I hope this doesn't reset the whole thing.
I know we'll be. I'll take the blame because I did it once.
I don't even want to risk it. Unfortunately, I
won't.
Don't want to.
I did it before.
Okay, it won't reset everything. You sure?
I don't believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it resets everything, guys, blame Ravener.
There's a 73% chance it'll work correctly.
Let's see. See, yeah, it completely just reset everything. Yeah, fuck.
But you have all the files right there, though, right?
Yeah, it takes forever to load them with this shit computer. I'm gonna see if I can go back and.
I cannot believe. I'm sorry if I fucked it up.
Did
it retain the knowledge?
I don't know.
Does it retain?
Nope. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, I know how much ads suck, but sometimes we just got to deal with them, guys. Sometimes we just got to deal with the ads.
Because I knew that much. I knew presentation mode.
I did click back, Susie. It's not there. It doesn't save it, unfortunately. Even if you do click back, I did click back, and they're all gonzoed. Unfortunately,
yeah, presentation mode. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the presentation mode was just basically the ad-free version of that. Shoot.
Fuck. All right. Well, gonna have to load these things up one by one once again.
No, just do control and then click on each file as you go, and you'll be able to batch. You'll be able to load them in as a batch. Or if they're all actually in a row, you can do the shift click, like click, and then the top one, and then shift, and then click the bottom one, and you'll import the whole group at once.
All right, let's see
if they're all in a row. I know I did it. Hey, I like guys in the chat, I did it last week for the other thing because we weren't sure that we were going to get it to go at all. And I was just messing around and I hit presentation mode and it did take all those annoying ads out, but I didn't know that it would reset the entire thing.
Let's see here.
I'm sorry, dude. I did not expect that.
No, it's okay. Honestly, I had a feeling it was going to do it. I did it anyway, but it's all good. I had a feeling it was going to reset it. Just because when you're using the free version of these things, it doesn't save your info, unfortunately. But it's all right. I'll get them loaded back up, and we will be back in the hunt. We shall be back in the hunt. I hope. Now it all of a sudden doesn't want to work. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get these monsters loaded back up, shall we? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Choose files.
And that is true, BK. We weren't too deep in. It'll be pretty easy to reconstruct.
It's no biggie at all. No biggie at all. I'm almost done. It's going a little bit quicker now, so I should get done faster this time. Let's see what else we got. And if nothing else, I feel like this little activity that we're doing is all the definitive proof that we need that there's no way every single one of these monsters was a freaking parent of these Ankui children. So we still got a lot of questions as to how we have this many monsters and only 7 children to go with them. Still sus. I still say the entire town was cursed. When these parents chose to sacrifice their poor Ankui children, I do get the feeling the entire town that they lived in was most likely cursed along with them. And I think that's the most logical explanation as to why we see some of these people we're seeing inside the town. Like the milkman, like the cowboy, like the waitress, like all this weird shit. I think the entire town got pulled in with the parents. They all got
Right.
cursed and pulled into Fromville. There's no way they can all be parents, unfortunately.
Right. Did they draw straws and all agree? I mean, even the ones that didn't have kids, did they agree with it, with the premise
Yeah,
of the curse?
exactly.
All that stuff, yeah.
And like we I know we've talked about this in the past. I mean, we need to know like what was the motivating factor for these parents to sacrifice their children. I mean, it kind of seems like maybe it was just a selfish move that they were selfishly trying to seek immortality. But what if there's a little bit more to the backstory? What if this choice was born more out of necessity and not out of greed? There's so much we don't know, and that's why I really sometimes exposition dumps can be okay. In this moment, I really was not a big fan of getting these answers via a exposition dump through Fatima. I would much rather have seen a flashback to the original timeline as opposed to just hearing it from Fatima. And I imagine we probably will get a glimpse of the original timeline in hopefully the next season. Maybe that's why they did the exposition dump. Maybe they wanted to save actually visiting the original timeline and showing us the original Jade, the original Tabitha. Maybe they just didn't want to do that in season 3. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to storytelling, the number one rule for any good writer out there, and this is for anyone who is an aspiring writer, one of the number one rules for storytelling is show, don't tell. You always want to show people the action. You don't want to tell them about it. And unfortunately, From elected to tell us and not show us. But I get the feeling they probably will show us in season 4. Get a glimpse of that original timeline. And we will see once and for all just what exactly motivated these parents. Why did they choose to sacrifice their children? Was it just a greedy decision to achieve immortality? Or was there something a little bit more behind it? Was there a little bit more of a necessity behind this decision? Were they forced to do this? Did they have no other choice but to do this? Did they do this in terms of hoping to survive? Were they up against some other unknowable force? Who knows?
Yeah, and if they were going to spend budget, if they were going to spend time, I would have preferred that they, on anything, would have preferred that they went back and did show that, but I think you're correct. In season 4, I think they are going to go back in time and give us a little bit of a better view of the things that went on. Maybe the initial bargain being struck, the Faustian bargain, and surprise, surprise, it wouldn't surprise me, or probably anybody, but I bet it'll be some incarnation of the Man in Yellow. He could just be a traveling, wandering, they could be beset by plague, or they could be starving, or they could be this, that, or the other. And then here comes a wandering stranger with a offer they can't refuse. And sure enough, the rest is history. So
yeah, was the town facing some sort of plague, some sort of drought, some sort of famine? Did they have no choice but to do this? Like, was this a choice born out of necessity? Or again, was it just pure old greed that they sacrificed their children to achieve immortality? It's really hard to know, but hopefully we will find out. But I am done. Let's get back to the action. Sorry for the wait there, ladies and gents, although that did go a little bit quicker than I thought it was going to be, especially having to do them individually on this shit computer. That's one of the first things I'm doing this year, buying a new computer. I am very much in desperate need for a new computer. This thing is on its last leg. It's on its last leg, guys. It's going to shit the bed. All right, but here we go. Old Librarian is where we were at, ladies and gents. Let's kick this off again. Where do you guys think the Old Librarian should rank up? I imagine this is probably going to be a C or a D one. Part of me wants to give her a D, but part of me wants to give her a C as well. I don't know. Where do you guys think the Old Librarian should be ranked? I'm giving it a C. I'm giving the Old Librarian a C. I think she's a little bit better than the weird male. Just a little bit, though. Not much. All right, we got some C's rolling in. 1, 2, 3. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 C's and 1 D. 5 C's now. 6 C's now. C's are running away with it. 7 C's. Wow, the C's are taking it. 8 C's. Okay, wow. 8 C's right off the bat. We got another C from Hollywood Pineapple. Will Smalls giving it a basic B. She had lines. She did have a little bit of lines. That is true. That's not a bad argument, my friend. We got a D from B. Morgan. We got 2 more C's coming in. It looks like the C's are running away with it so far, though. The C's are running away with it. She was once a hot librarian. Maybe she was. Maybe she was. We do have the other librarian that we'll be taking, although I kind of marked her as teacher instead of the other librarian. This one, we've only seen her a few times. Definitely more of a less prominent monster, but we do see her in a few different scenes.
Yeah. The old one is like the librarian, and then that would be like the school librarian, the young one.
Yeah. She's the librarian in the dusty old town library for sure, and she's the one at the school. Yeah, indeed. But it looks like the C's are running away with it. We got lots more C's than anything else. So, Old Librarian, join the C tier. All right. There we go. Up next, guys, we got Jasmine. Of course, Jasmine needs no introduction as well. She left a huge impression on the From fandom, so much so that fans have been dying to see Jasmine back on screen ever since. She was the facilitator behind the Colony House Massacre and the one who utterly manipulated 70s porn stash dude. Where is Jasmine going to line up? I imagine Jasmine's going to be an S or an A at least. Where is Jasmine going to line up? Let's see. We got an A, we got an A, we got an A, we got an A. We got 4 A's, 5 A's so far. I'm kind of there too. I think I would give Jasmine an A. I mean, she was only in one scene. It was very memorable. But I don't know if I can put Jasmine on the same level as a Granny and Smiley, considering how much great content we've gotten out of Granny and Smiley. So I would probably put Jasmine at an A.
Wow, I'm surprised actually. Yeah, I thought she was I thought she was going to be like an instant S tier, and then everybody else is just fighting for second place. Honestly, so now it looks like if she ends up in the A tier and not even in the,
looks like Jasmine is
in the
ending up in
semifinals.
the A tier. Yeah.
Then I am shocked. As my first round pick, I got this is just like every March Madness bracket I've ever done. I get eliminated in the fucking first round.
Well, don't even worry about it saying I'm opening up the whole gate for Jasmine. I respect it. I respect it indeed. But it looks like the A's are taking it, guys. It looks like the A's are taking it so far. Palma Shelby giving her a C. Now that is just cruel of you, sir. That is just cruel of you, giving poor Jasmine a C. She deserves better. But an A, I think A is a really solid spot for Jasmine. It looks like we have more A's than anything else. We got a couple more A's running in. Will Smalls gives it an A. Erica gives it an A. Laura Butler gives it an A. Looks like the A's indeed have it.
I'm fixing to do some Dominion voting, fortifying the vote. Fortify that fucker up into S.
I mean, part of me was maybe expecting to see her on an S as well. I mean, she is really iconic. I mean, a lot of people really love the Jasmine monster. She did leave a pretty big impression in just a few scenes. So I wouldn't have been surprised if she did land on S. but I think A is deserving.
Heck, yeah,
I think she
yeah.
deserves.
I have to abide by the people's choice. So good grief.
Yeah,
I am surprised though, but yeah, okay. I can understand the rationale. So yeah.
Yeah, BK's jealous he didn't get to kiss Jasmine. That's why he gave her a C. Maybe, dude. Maybe. She didn't ask to be this way. She didn't. She did. And that was another telling sign that I don't think all of these monsters were willing participants of this sacrifice. And they clearly weren't all parents if there's only 7 children. And I mean, I didn't even get every single monster on the show. I just got all of the prominent ones. And how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 monsters here alone. And these aren't even all of them. So yeah, there's no way they were all parents, and maybe not all of them were even willing participants of the sacrifice. Maybe that's what Jasmine meant by saying it wasn't my choice to be this way. Maybe she was cursed along with everybody else and she had nothing to do with it, or she was opposed to it. Maybe, who knows?
And when he said, you're so warm, and she's like, did you expect me to be cold? Well, fucking probably, yeah. You seem like a,
yeah, you're a creepy monster. You live out in the woods in the caves. Yeah, I was kind of expecting you to be cold. Oh shit! And yeah, Tiebreak says, how many kills did Jasmine get? Let's see. We got Jasmine kills 70s porn stash dude, and she kills Trudy. So at the very least, we see Jasmine get 2 kills on screen in the Colony House Massacre episode. She takes out Trudy along with Smiley and the mechanic monster, and she also takes out 70s porn stash dude. So at least 2 kills Jasmine has had. At least 2. Yeah, how she did Kevin was epic. It was pretty epic. Poor Kevin. Poor 70s porn stash guy. He just did not stand a chance. Yeah, it made dude open up the back door. She did. You got to hand it to her. Sure, her skills of persuasion were on point, to say the least. So you got to hand it to Jasmine. All right, up next, guys, we have another monster that needs no introduction, the Cowboy Monster, which made a huge splash at the beginning of season 3 when he seemed to be kind of the ringleader, in a sense, of the dreaded death of poor old Tien Chen. Where exactly do we rate the Cowboy Monster?
Said this place couldn't break you. Do you remember that, boy? You don't fucking break me. That's what she said.
Get the fuck off me! Let her go! Motherfuck you! I'm gonna fucking kill you!
I'm not gonna kill you, boy. That would be no fun. You think this place can't break you? Let's see.
No, get the fuck! No, hey, look at me! I know, look at me! Hey, don't! Look at him! Keep looking at him! I'm sorry. You're so strong! Just... No, look at me! Look, keep your eyes on me.
Oof, man, what a memorable scene, and what a way to start the season off with such a crazy freaking episode that episode 1 was. But so far, it looks like the S's are well ahead right now. S's are well ahead. We got some A's rolling in as well, but S's are definitely taking it so far. We got a lot of S's in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 13 S's. 13 S's. We got some A's as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 A's. Okay, so we got 13 to 8, 13 to 9 now. 13 S's, 9 A's. We'll leave it open for a few more seconds. 14 S's. I forgot SL Rhodes' S. Excuse me. We got 14 S's now. Yeah, again, Cowboy, I think he deserves the S tier. I mean, I know a lot of us wanted to see a little bit more of him towards the second half of season 3, considering he made such a big splash in the first few episodes. But, I mean, Man, yeah, the coordinated ambush, right? Don't even worry about it. I mean, he really left an impression, Cowboy Monster. And even when we first started seeing him in season 2, when he's taunting Fatima outside of the police station, you should come on outside, you feel better. And he was also one of the few monsters that was present at the death of Smiley as well. So Cowboy's a pretty interesting monster, I must say. Cowboy is a pretty interesting one. And it looks like S tiers soundly have it. Well, this is going to be an interesting final vote once we get to voting on all of these S's.
Yeah,
very interesting indeed. We got some heavy
yeah.
hitters, man.
And he was kind of just standing there talking shit too, because all the other one, even like we just saw. I was glad you played that scene to kind of refresh everybody's mind. But the guy coming up next, the professor, Boyd shoved him, and old professor flew back a bit. I did like how professor was like, nah, okay. He's like, in professor form, I'm pretty weak, but he came back pretty strong. He's like, haha, I'm gonna fuck up your gold shirt. Now you've only had 30 of them in your closet instead of 31.
Really? How many fucking shirts does Boyd have of that same fucking color? Dude, he does so many of those shirts. It's not even funny. But yeah,
I was saying it's like John Wick, when like John Wick opens his closet and he's got 30 black suits, all exactly the same. Yeah. That's like Boyd's closet.
Yeah. The Fromville wardrobe is limited, but there are a plethora of these orange yellow shirts that Boyd has. But yeah, let's see where the Professor Monster is going to go. I imagine he's going to rank a little bit lower. Where is the Professor Monster? Now, again, as you mentioned, Ravener, the Professor Monster was one of the monsters trying to hold Boyd down, and Boyd shoved this monster off of him with no fucking problem. And if nothing else, it speaks to the strength of Boyd or to the weakness of the pathetic Professor Monster. Either way, Boyd almost put this monster on his ass. So for that reason alone, I can't give him anything higher than a C. I can't give him anything higher than a C. I feel like the only reason I'm even giving him a C was because he landed a blow on Boyd. Now, yes, Boyd was held down, but I can't give him anything higher than a C. He's a low tier monster in my opinion. Let's see what we got. We got a C. We got D, 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 C, 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 D, D. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 C's, and we got 9 C's, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 D's. Okay, 8 C's and 8 C's and 4 D's.
Yeah, that was a weird way to determine a hierarchy too, because they had the professor over there holding on to Boyd, and then they had, I think, was the yoke mechanic over with Tian Chen, or he was over there with Boyd too.
The yoke mechanic was with Tien Chen, and the fat mechanic was with Boyd.
Okay.
Yeah. The fat mechanic number 2, was the one who actually picks up Boyd's handcuffs when Boyd drops them, and he's the one who cuffs Boyd to the post while Cowboy and Professor hold him down.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say the Professor Monster is definitely a lower ranked monster. I don't think he deserves anything higher than a D or a C. And it looks like he is right around there. It looks like the C's are having it, though. It looks like the C's are having it. So we will put Professor at a C with the old librarian. The old librarian and the Professor, hand in hand, these two.
Nice.
Okay. Now, up next, we got an interesting monster. Now, this monster kind of made a pretty interesting splash in Season 3 with the Milkman Monster. Of course, we have the Milkman Monster up next. And I don't know, I thought the Milkman Monster was pretty interesting. He took that cow out incredibly savagely. And the Milkman Monster almost killed Jade. If it wasn't for Victor running and grabbing Jade and pulling him away, the Milkman Monster probably would have killed Jade in that scene. Because we remember, that was the first time Jade had actually seen the monsters up close. Jade had never really seen any of the monsters up close before then, until the Milkman kind of turned in front of him and killed the cow. So I would definitely put the Milkman at an A or a B. I feel like he's higher up there for the Milkman. Let's see. We got 2 C's. We got an A. We got an A. We got an A. We got a B. We got a B. We got a B. We got a B. So it's going between A and B. I think I'm going to give him an A as well. I think he deserves to be on Jasmine's level. I like the Milkman Monster. I like the cut of his jib. A for me.
And he was one
Let's
of
see
the
what we
few
got.
that he wiped the blood off on his shirt, and the blood actually stayed. It doesn't change from time to time, like from appearance to
Until the
appearance.
finale.
Did
Until
it
the
go away?
finale. Yeah, when we see him down in the caves when Smiley is being born, the blood is all of a sudden gone.
Okay. So he
But
had a
up until
longer
that
day.
point, it was there. It did stay there for a while, though. You're right. Let's see. We got A, A, B, 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 B. Looks like the B's are ahead by 2 right now. We got 2 more B's than A. I think B or an A is kind of fitting for this monster. I'm cool with either or. We got an A, so it looks like the B's are ahead by 1 now. We got 1 more B than A. We'll leave it open for a few more seconds. We got another B, so the B's are pulling ahead. We got another B in the mix. Looks like B is up by 2 right now. So it looks like it might be B. Looks like the Milkman monster might be a B. I think that's a fair ranking. I think B's okay. You know, A or B right around there. Again, I like the Milkman monster. I think he's pretty cool. I think he was pretty cool. And of course, the Milkman monster was the one who set up the ambush for Tien Chen. The Milkman monster is the one who actually goes to the barn and opens up the barn. So the Milkman monster did some damage in that first episode, I must say. But it looks like the bees do have it. Looks like the bees do have it. We will put the Milkman at a B. The Milkman is at a B.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
up next
Okay.
we have, yeah, it's fair. That's definitely fair. I mean, whatever the chat says, I am down for. You guys are in charge of this rodeo. All right, let's see what we got here. Now let's move this nurse monster up a little bit. Let's do the nurse monsters next. Now we have nurse number 1. We will do nurse number 1 first. Now, nurse number 1, of course, was the nurse monster in season 2 before she got recast as the second nurse monster. The nurse monster from season 2, the creepy looking nurse monster that we see outside of Randall's bus. Where do we rate nurse monster number 1? Where is she in terms of favorites? We got a few B's. We got a 1, 2, 3 B's. Okay, we got some B's. We got an S tier from PM. I'm leaning towards S as well. I really like the nurse monster. I really like the nurse monster. We got 1, 2, 3 B's, 4 B's, 2 S's, 4 B's, and 2 S's so far. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, she's just super creepy looking. Something about the nurse monster is just incredibly unsettling when you look at her. She's just got those creepy features, you know, creepy ass features. Let's see, B. Okay, we got some B's. Looks like B's are ahead by 3, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B's. We got 5 B's indeed.
I like that. You wonder, like, did we need 20 choices? But I think these tiers are going to look a lot better when it's all fleshed out, when they're all side by side, and we're like, oh, okay, yeah. So I think it was a really good idea to have a big selection of villains here.
I tried to not count them. I tried to figure, like, let's get as many that would be recognizable. Because again, there are some monsters that are kind of in the background that we never really see a whole lot of. Some of these monsters I could have left off, like the magician monster, which we only really see once, like the teacher monster. Easily could have left those off. I don't know why I even added them. I think it's just because I had readily available pictures of them, so I just threw them into the mix. But yeah, I figured let's get the prominent ones, at least the ones that most of the people who watch From will at least recognize for the most part. But yeah, it looks like the bees have it so far. It looks like the bees are running away with it for the nurse monster number 1.
Nice,
that's fair.
nice. Yeah,
that's fair.
So she takes her home with takes home.
Yeah,
with
Nurse Ratchet up there on B. I'll take it. I shall take it. Awesome stuff. All right, now up next, though, we have nurse number 2. Now, we did a poll not long ago. I'm sure some people will remember it, where we had the chat vote on which was the prettiest monster in Fromville. And it came down to nurse number 2 and Jasmine. And Jasmine ended up winning 65% of the vote. Even though I myself went with nurse monster, I personally, maybe I'm a little more partial to dark hair myself. But yeah, the nurse monster and Jasmine were voted on recently as to who is the prettiest monster in From, and Jasmine ended up winning. So where do we put nurse monster number 2 on the list? Again, I'm kind of disappointed that they even recast the nurse monster, but unfortunately these extras aren't always available. But this nurse monster number 2 definitely made a pretty decent impression. She was one of the monsters who was holding down and killing Tien Chen in episode 1. So she has a Tien Chen body on her belt. But we also saw the nurse monster, this nurse monster anyway, in a very awesome improv scene at the end of season 3. And anytime I see an actress nail an improv scene that wasn't written, that adds some extra points, in my opinion. So I think, yeah, I'm going to give Nurse Monster an A as well. I think Nurse Monster has earned an A. Well, let's see what you guys think in the chat. We got a D, we got an S, we got a D, we got a B, we got a C, a C, a C. We got another A, we got an S, we got a C. It looks like C is in front right now by 1. We got C's are taking it. Okay. So far, the C's are in front, but A is right there behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4 A's.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, having like, it's either A or C. Like B is skipped, or largely, which is interesting. It's interesting to see. I honestly lean more towards C than A, just based on her impact.
Okay.
It's probably
she killed
less.
Tien Chen.
Yeah. True, but is
she's
she
not
better
very
than
prominent, though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, is she equal to the original nurse? That is the question.
Maybe.
And like I said, I haven't voted in any of these, yet. I mean, other than the one troll, the one troll vote that I made. But yeah, I promised that at the end for the final actual in chat poll, the one that we do, I'll cast a vote. But it's interesting to see these. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny and interesting. More C's pouring in. Susie Greenberg with
Looks
a B.
like we got the C's.
Yeah, the
C's
have
seem
it.
to be running away.
Yeah,
Can't argue that running away with Nurse. No, you can't argue with that. You can never argue with the chat. The chat is law. And yes, I agree, David Mills. The OG Nurse Monster is the best. Absolutely, my friend. 100% agree with you. You just, again, the OG Nurse Monster is just super fucking creepy, man. Super fucking creepy. But we will put Nurse Monster number 2 at a respectable C. Well, not very respectable, second to last, but it is what it is. All right, now up next we have the female student monster. Now this monster actually did have some really good scenes. Not only was the female student monster one of the ones who put the rebar through Kelly's head in season 2 and stuck her to the tree with that rebar through her head, but we also saw the female student monster lay a diabolical ambush for the ambulance in season 3 as well. When the ambulance first arrives in Fromville, we see a monster laying out in the road. And of course, it was the female student monster who laid that brilliant ambush for the EMTs and took out both of them. She took out both the EMTs in one ambush, the female student, on top of the rebar scene from Kelly. So female student monster has done some damage. I must say, she has done some damage. Let's see where she ranks. We got some A's rolling in. A. A is nice. Okay, I can see an A. Again, she definitely has done some damage on the show, so can't argue with the chat. Can't argue with the chat. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 A's. We got 9 A's and 3 B's. 9 A's.
Will says,
and 4
student monster or cheerleader. Now this is the student monster, also known as Bob Haircut. She has the Bob Haircut monster.
Yeah, this is the student monster. The cheerleader we will get to. She's on here as well. But this is the student monster, the one who laid the ambush in season 3 and the one that put the rebar through Kelly's head. It looks like the A's are well out in front right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 A's. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B's, 11 A's and 5 B's. It looks like the A's are running away with it. Catherine's giving it an A as well. We got another A. Oof, nice. Didn't she take out Kotri? No, the one who took out Kotri was the waitress. The waitress monster was the one who took out Kotri. Yeah.
Nice. Kiwi got it too. Yeah, it was a waitress. Good.
Yeah. The waitress monster, which I'm not seeing here. I think I missed her. I'm gonna have to pull her up. I know I have a file for the waitress monster. Let me grab that one. Thank you for reminding me, chat. I am missing the waitress monster here. We can't have that.
Yeah, she had a few
Can't have that.
haunting scenes.
She's got some good scenes, man. She's got some fucking, yeah. Like you said, she took out Cautry. We see her kind of dangling the keys in front of Boyd in season 3, and when she's, you can't save them all to Boyd. Yeah, the nurse, the waitress monster is worthy of being on here. I'm pretty sure I got her picture here somewhere. Let's see, where is the good old waitress monster?
Yeah, she should be next to Granny on the list. There was Smiley, Granny, and then waitress on the photos before new monster. No, I mean in the one that's in your Google Photos.
Okay, yeah, I gotta find her on the file here. Because they didn't upload in order, unfortunately. So I kind of gotta just go by them.
Let me see what. I can't really see what the file name of her is either.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have to upload her. I am going to have to upload. How did I miss her? Not me. All right, let me get her up here pronto. Let's get her up here. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Could have sworn I got all of these fuckers. But I will remedy this right now. Because I do have her right here. There she is. The creepy waitress monster. Because she was also the one who took out Tom the bartender. She's got some bodies on her. She's got some bodies on her, the waitress monster. Takes out Tom under the house. Takes out Brick. No, Brick actually just dies because he's an idiot. But yeah, she's got some bodies. She's got some bodies on her for sure. Let's send this over to here.
Yeah, because it would be remiss to neglect the waitress.
Can't neglect the waitress. Cannot neglect the waitress monster. We got to get her on here. Got to get her on here. Although the female student looks like the A's did take it, I believe. Yeah, tons of A's. Tons and tons of A's. The female student is on A. All right, here we go. All right, now let's pull this one up. Get to my photos. Here we go. Here we go. And we will add the waitress monster. We shall add the waitress monster. And while I add the waitress monster, so we're not just up here listening to silence, you guys can listen to Jade play some beautiful violin.
Such a good scene. And I still insist that, yeah, I still think when she actually said on Kui that time, it wasn't like a plaintive one, like when all the kids were like touching her and bugging her.
Activation code, like
yeah, it was like a command. It was like, essentially if she had said, remember. And it kind of looked like Jade had that little dawning too of realization, right? Yeah.
It's like they both unlocked it at that same moment. As soon as Tabitha says remember, or as soon as she says on Kui, it's almost like the memories were unlocked on both of them at the exact same time.
Yeah, it looked like the light bulb came on. It was like, wow, yeah, nice. Super cool. And I like how they explained it. I like, when Jim said, it's 12, there's 12 notes, and they like all the dates were not dates, they were notes. And Jade just flat out says, because some of the more musically inclined people in the chat were like, you could have the notes, but if you don't have the melody, it doesn't really mean too much. And and they solved that conundrum instantly just by Jade saying, as soon as I saw the notes, I heard the melody in my mind. It came to him instantly, and and asked and answered, perfect. And they did it so well, and I really appreciated that, because it was, again, they could have belabored it, they could have had them scrambling around to try to figure out what the melody. No, just right there, done.
And it was fitting, because I think that was a clear hint that the original Jade, the first original version of Jade, is probably the one who originally wrote that song, and probably put all of these numbers in these bottles, hoping that maybe future versions of him would figure it out. I mean, the way that it just kind of comes to him so naturally, that tells me that the original Jade is the one who originally wrote that song, and maybe even created the bottle trees himself. Maybe the original Jade put all of those bottles in these trees specifically for this reason. So future reincarnations of him would hopefully have a little bit of a hint to solve that riddle and uncover the song. I wouldn't be surprised I would be very surprised if he wasn't the one who created that song, the original Jade, anyway.
Right.
But there we go. The waitress is in attendance now, ladies and gents. We have the waitress.
Very good, very good.
But up next, we have George R.R. Martin. Now, of course, I kind of just call him George R. R. Martin because he does vaguely resemble a skinnier George R. R. Martin. But this monster, we see very early on in season 1, he is one of the monsters that comes up to the box when Frank is in the box. And he's also one of the monsters that comes up to Randall's bus as well. Not very prominent. I imagine he's probably going to be a little bit of a lower tier. But George R. R. Martin is up next. Where do we rank George R. R. Martin on the list of monsters? He's low, man. I gotta give him a D. I think he's very
finish your books. Finish your books, you fucking lazy. I don't even as you know, I don't even call him. I don't even use the RR. He'll get his whole name when I get the whole book series. So George Martin can suck it.
He's just George Martin now. Oh shit! Let's see what we got though. We got D. We got D's and C's. Okay, let's see how many D's and C's we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 D's and 1, 2, 3, 4 C's. 13 D's and 4 C's. 13 D's. Looks like D's are definitely running away with it. Yeah, George, finish your book, bro. You finish your book, maybe you'll upgrade to C. But as long as Winds of Winter is not out, you are a D list tier 1, my friend. George Martin gets a C when Winds of Winter comes out. Exactly, Ty. Exactly. Once Winds comes out, then he'll get a C. Turn up my headphones, also giving him a D. Absolutely. Yeah, I think D is fitting for George. He is almost 14 years late on his book at this point. And for the die-hard fans of A Song of Ice and Fire like myself, which my whole YouTube channel was built around in the beginning, A Song of Ice and Fire, yeah, you're slacking, George. You're very much slacking. He's quickly ruining his legacy from being one of the best fantasy writers in the history of the world to becoming a bit of a joke, unfortunately. And that sucks to see when he has so much potential and that story has so much potential. But unfortunately, I have a feeling we are going to see somebody else finish A Song of Ice and Fire after George passes away. I do not see him finishing both of these books. Maybe he'll finish Winds of Winter at some point. Maybe he'll get that book out. But there's no way he's getting out Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring. There's still 2 more books that needs to be written. Again, I think we'll get Winds eventually, but I think somebody else is probably going to have to step in and write A Dream of Spring based on George's notes and outline, and hopefully it'll be decent.
Yeah. And if any indication, he did say that the Dream of Spring will be more of like an epilogue. So I don't know, but yeah, he's really got to deliver on this Winds of Winter, and man, I don't know. He seems to want to do everything except that. So, meh.
Yeah. He doesn't seem very motivated every time he gives an update on it. And even recently, he straight up said, maybe I'll never finish it. It's like, you fucker, George. If you're not going to finish it, just come out and tell the fans that this book isn't coming out. Don't keep dangling us with this freaking string for 14 years now.
Right. Including a damn pandemic where he was locked in his freaking house where he could do that. It's not like he had anything else to do, literally anything else
but that. And of course we had the writer's strike which was happening recently, and of course he wasn't allowed to work on anything but his book. You can work on personal prose during a writer's strike like that, but you can't work on anything else. He's had all the time in the world to finish this book. Again, 14 years. You know how many books Stephen King gets out in a 14-year span? Fucking dozens.
28,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and great, dozens of phenomenal books too. It's not like Stephen King just shits out crappy books. You give him 14 years, he's going to produce 20 fucking kick-ass books. But yeah, got to get with it, George. Got to get with it. But up next, all right, let's see. We got the Mechanic Monsters. Let's do the Mechanic 1 first, and then we will do Mechanic 2 second.
Yeah, I almost want to call it. I almost wanted to change that guy to the janitor because he's got the coveralls. Because it was. I think that's why they changed him, right? Did they change him in season 3?
They changed the Mechanic 2 monster, and he's got like a weird. Like when we look at the finale of season 3, when Smiley is being born, it's the same actor, but he's got a totally different outfit on. He doesn't have the coveralls on down there. He's got just like a weird shirt. It's almost like a weird Tony Soprano shirt that he's wearing in the finale.
Yeah, number 1 is Yoke Mechanic. We called him because he's all jacked.
Yeah, because he's super jacked. Now, of course, for anyone who doesn't remember, the Mechanic number 1 is one of the monsters that also took out Trudy during the Colony House Massacre. When Trudy walks into the room, it's the Smiley monster, Jasmine monster, and this Mechanic monster. And of course, the Mechanic monster was also one of the monsters who killed Tien Chen. So the Mechanic monster's got some bodies under his belt. Killed Trudy, killed Tien Chen, and the Mechanic monster was also present for the death of Smiley as well. So where do we rank the Mechanic number 1 monster? Again, probably not crazy high, maybe not crazy low. I imagine him being around a little mid-range tier, B or C, around there maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Where do we put the Mechanic number 1 monster? We got a B, we got a C, we got a B, we got a D, we got a D, we got a B, we got a B. We got B's are in front. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 B's. 4 B's so far is in front. We got 2 C's, 4 B's, 2 C's, 4 B's, 2 C's, and 2 D's. 5 B's. We got 5 B's now. B's pulling ahead on it. The B's are pulling ahead. Vanessa giving it a B. I think B is fair. I think B is pretty fair for this yoked Mechanic monster. I'll agree with you guys. I'll agree with a B. I will agree, but also C isn't bad either. I mean, he isn't crazy prominent, so I totally understand people going with C as well.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. He's definitely found his range in there though, in the BC range. So I'd be interested to see how it comes out.
Yeah. And he's got probably one of the creepiest smiles too. Like just looking at just creepy smiles alone, the Mechanic number 1 monster's got one of the creepiest looking fucking smiles. And he looks like one of those people who like just doesn't know how to smile, so he's kind of like just all fucking cheesed out.
He's on a list. He's on a list. He's got to tell the neighbors when he moves into a neighborhood.
Yeah, he's on some kind of watch list for sure. This dude ain't right. But yeah, let's see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 B's. We got 6 B's so far, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 D's. 6 B's, 4 D's. 6 B's and 4 D's. Looks like B's might end up taking this one. Up there with Nurse number 1, Milkman, and the Headband Lady. I don't know if he's on their tier. Maybe C might have been better for Mechanic number 1. But the chat decides at the end of the day, and it looks like the chat is going with B. The B's have it. The B's have it. All right, now up next we have mechanic number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Mechanic number 2. Now, of course, mechanic number 2 was present for the death of Tien Shen as well. Mechanic number 2 was one of the monsters who was holding Boyd down. And actually, mechanic number 2 monster was the one who actually picks up Boyd's handcuffs and handcuffs Boyd to the post. So Mechanic Monster, he's been in some interesting scenes. He's been a monster for a while, been in some interesting moments, but again, not crazy prominent. So I'm not expecting him to be too high. We got some C's coming in. We got 2 C's. I think C is pretty fair for Mechanic number 2. Oh, not bad. That is not bad. Also a ship mechanic who hasn't fixed any cars. He also gets a C. That's a good point, Kiwi.
Yeah, all the cars are busted. Yeah. That's true.
That's a good point. Another C, another C, another C. 1, 2, 3 more C's. We got a lot of C's rolling in now. Looks like Mechanic 2 is well in that C range. Awesome. Awesome. We got another C coming in. Another C coming in from Sandflyer and from Robert Saunders. We got a B coming in from Ty. We got a Hollywood Pineapple giving a C. We got another C from Thomas Shelby. Yeah, slacking on your job. He is, isn't he? He hasn't fixed shit. Hasn't fixed a single thing. He couldn't even fix the still. He had to have Jade fix the still. He's not a very good mechanic, is he? Not a very good fixer-upper, I must say. Yeah, we get C- from Wayne. Yeah, give him a C- even. He doesn't even deserve a full C.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Indeed.
fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
And one level below the other mechanic. So yeah, I can see that.
He hasn't done quite as much damage as Mechanic 1, so that's fair. That is fair, I would say. Definitely fair. Not bad at all. Okay. Up next, we have the Cheerleader Monster. Now, again, the Cheerleader Monster hasn't been in a lot of prominent scenes, but she has been one of the more noticeable ones. She was one of the monsters that was down in the caves when Tabitha and Victor first start braving the caves at the beginning of Season 2. The Cheerleader Monster is one of the ones down there. We also see her in Season 3, Season 3, Episode 1, when they are setting up the barn ambush. So let's see, where does the Cheerleader rank?
Yeah, when Granny's looking in the shed, and Sarah and Julie and Ethan are hiding in the shrub, the Cheerleader Monster comes around for reinforcements, and that flushes them out of their expert hiding place of that.
It does.
Tiny ass shrub.
Very true.
That
Very
bush.
true indeed.
They like, oh shit, they got us now. We're caught in this bush.
We're caught now.
This bush that's 11 feet away from the porch that we just ran from.
Yeah, and super thin too. It's one of those bushes that you can see right through to the other fucking side. Like, how do they not get spotted? All right, let's see what we got though. We got a B, we got an A, we got a D, we got a C, we got a C, we got a D, we got a B, we got a C. Wow, this one's all spread over, but it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ds, 6 Ds. Looks like the Ds are in front, but we got 1, 2, 3 Bs, 5 Ds, and 1, 2, 3 Cs. 4 C's. All right, we got 6 D's now with SL Roads. Looks like D is out ahead by 2. C right behind it by 2 more. So it is D in first place. Man, it's got a lot of range on this one. Mother of Dragons gives it a C as well. Awesome. Looks like we got D is ahead by 2 by my tally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D's. We got 6 D's in the house. Oh, excuse me, 7 Ds with David Mills. So actually 7 Ds. Okay. 7 Ds.
Looking grim for her. She just hasn't impressed. She hasn't put up the body count.
Impressed much. Yeah. She's got no body count as far as we can tell. I don't remember the Cheerleader Monster killing anybody. I mean, yeah, she's been in a few scenes, but I don't think she has any bodies to her name that we've seen at least. So I think D is fair. The chat has spoken. D for the Cheerleader.
Okay.
Awesome stuff. Now, this one should be interesting to see where this one ranks, because this is an entirely new monster that we have never seen on the show until the season 3 finale, when we are down in the caves watching Smiley's birth. We see this new monster here. The first time we have ever seen her. Where exactly is this new monster going to rank? Where is the new monster going to rank? We got a D so far from Hollywood Pineapple for the new monster. Again, she hasn't really done anything. So she's, again, she's lucky she even made the list, I guess. Lucky she even made the list. So we got 1D, 2D, 3Ds. We got 3Ds. Susie's giving her an A. We got the other Susan giving her a C. Okay. So, but we got another D coming in, another C.
Yeah. Kiwi says D for done nothing.
4, 5. We got 5 Ds and 3 Cs. 5 Ds and 3 Cs. 6 Ds now. Robert throwing his hat into the mix. We got 6 Ds.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot of potential, but yeah, she hasn't done. Yeah, she hasn't done anything other than stand there in the thing.
Yeah,
I will. You know, we are going to allow B. Morgan's suggestion of calling her Wednesday. Hope it catches on. You know what? It's one of the coolest things is when you have something catch on, when you call something or whatever. Calling Cannibal Village, and then now other people call it Cannibal Village or certain other things. When it catches on,
like Fromville itself. We were the first to say Fromville.
Yeah, because people
that
are
has
using
really caught on, which is so cool. Everyone was calling it From Town or From Land, which I just thought was so boring. And I saw the 50s, 60s style clothing. I'm like, nah, this is Fromville. Fromville's way better, and that really caught on.
A good sobriquet, indeed. A good name for it. But yeah, so B. Morgan, if she ever actually comes back in season 3 or season 4, we'll give you credit for Wednesday.
Should be Wednesday. Yeah. B. Morgan has started the Wednesday trend for the new monster, and I am in favor of it. But it looks like the D's are taking it now, guys. Yeah, D for now from Mother of Dragons, D from Sherry, D from Sandlot, D from Ty, D from Wayne, D from Robert. Looks like the D's are to B. Morgan also giving it a D. William giving it a D. Catherine giving it a D. Hollywood giving it a D. Looks like the D's have it. A D for Wednesday, the new monster Wednesday, as named by our very own B. Morgan. There you go, B. Morgan. Wednesday is on the list. D tier list. Love it. Change my vote to an S, Susie. Well, you can change your vote all you want. You are still outnumbered, my friend. Sorry. But up next, we have the waitress monster. Now, again, the waitress monster has a lot of bodies to her name. The waitress monster killed Father Cautry. The waitress monster killed Tom, the bartender, too. The waitress monster has put in some damage. And, of course, the waitress monster has that awesome scene in season 3 when she is utterly taunting Boyd.
You looking for these?
Motherfucker!
Take them. We get to keep Randall, though. You can't save them all.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Motherfuckers! Fuck you! Boy! Boy, did you leave me a piece of shit?
Earning that TVMA rating with the language on that one.
Yeah. Let's see where the waitress is lying. We got an A, an A, an A, an A. 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. Looks like the A's are in front so far, but we also have a B. We also have an S. We got 2 B's and 2 S's as well. So we got 4 B's, 2 S's, and 2 A's. Okay. I mean, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 A's, actually. Excuse me. 4 A's and 3 S's. 1, 2, 3, 4 S's. Oh, looks like we're tied. We are tied. 4 S's and 4 A's. 4 S's and 4 A's. Now we got 5 A's as Sandflower comes in. Susie coming in with another A. That is 6 A's to 4 S's. Wow, she is getting ranked up there. But it looks like the A's are out front. Oh, Palmer Shelby. Excuse me. I missed Palmer Shelby. So that's 3 A's ahead. 4 A's ahead. Okay. Awesome. A's is out ahead. We got another A from Don't Even Worry About It. Looks like the A's are taking it.
Cool. So she's gonna end up in a nice spot. Kind of surprising to me for her to be ranked that high, but that is a good spot for her. And yeah, that wasn't even Boyd's fault in that case.
Killing Cautry. Her killing Cautry and her killing Tom alone that gives her some clout, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She killed two of maybe it's just my bias because Khatri and Tom were two of my favorite characters. So she killed two of my favorites. I got to give her some respect. So I'm going to go with the chat and give her an A as well. An
Fair
A
enough,
for the
fair enough.
waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Pretty
think
high
she's
rank.
earned it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she isn't scary, but the Khatri kill pushed her high into the A plus as Hollywood Pineapple. I agree with that. The Khatri kill and the Tom the bartender kill, and of course that hilarious scene right there with Boyd. Yeah, I think she's earned her A spot. Not quite S yet, but she has earned her A. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. It's filling out a little bit. We got some S tiers with Granny, Smiley, and Cowboy. We got some A's with Jasmine, female student, and the waitress. And we got some B's with Headband, Milkman, Nurse 1, and Mechanic 1. We got some C's with the old librarian, the professor, Nurse 2, and the Mechanic 2. And the D list, the absolute bottom of the barrel, male student, George R. Martin, cheerleader, and Wednesday.
Yeah,
awesome.
the dregs. I like how even it is, and it's not like we're doing it consciously or anything. I mean, the chat is the one determining it, so that's super cool.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who is that one?
Yeah, she bodied the cast. She has bodied the cast indeed. Next is the teacher monster. Now, again, we haven't seen a whole lot of her, but the teacher monster is actually one of the monsters who kills Kenny's father. At the beginning of season 1, when Sarah leaves the door open, we see Smiley monster and this monster right next to Smiley heading into the clinic. So this teacher monster is the one who killed Kenny's father, or killed Kenny's father along with Smiley. And we also see this monster for the very first time when Boyd and Jim and Christy and Ethan are in the RV at the very beginning of season 1, when the monsters first start coming out of the woods, and we see Boyd say, "They're coming." She is one of the first monsters that comes out of the woods and starts taunting Jim and Boyd and everybody from outside of the RV. So those are the two notable scenes that we have seen this teacher-style monster. She has killed Kenny's father, and she was out there taunting everybody inside the RV when Christy was working on Ethan. So where do we rate the teacher monster? See, we got some D's and C's in the chat. 1, 2 D's and a lot of C's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C's, 6 C's. We got 6 C's, 7 C's now. 7 C's for the teacher. I think that's pretty decent. 7 C's for the teacher. I mean, she'd probably be a D if it wasn't for her killing Kenny's father. I mean, the fact that she killed Kenny's father gives her a little bit of points. But if it wasn't for that, she would definitely be a D, in my opinion. But I think C's earned. I can't argue with C.
Yeah, probably just by the merit of having a kill. Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, because when you look down in the D section, they are pretty much just, scenery to an extent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think C is fitting for the teacher. Getting into the clinic, killing Kenny's father, and of course, being one of those first monsters that emerges from the woods when they're in the RV. Yeah, I can definitely get behind the chat giving the teacher a C.
Oh yeah,
Well
and Gina
done,
the nurse.
Well and Gina the nurse. That's right. Good point. Very good point. She killed Gina as well. Yeah. All right, up next, though, we have the Bride monster. Now, the Bride has done really next to nothing, but she's kind of been iconic just in the fact that she's a freaking bride monster running around. So it'll be interesting to see where she ranks. I imagine she's probably going to be a C or a D as well, but let's see what the chat has to say. The Bride monster is next. Kiwi is giving the Bride monster a D. Fair. We got another D from Catherine. Okay, D. Because Beetlejuice, a B from Susie. Okay, but we got more D's rolling in. Another B. We got C's and 2 more D's. So it looks like the D's are running away with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D's. 7 D's now. We got 7 D's for the Bride monster. 8 D's. Wayne throws in a D as well. We got 8 D's for the Bride. We got another C coming in from Hollywood. We got another D from Mother of Dragons, another D from Sandflyer. Okay. Looks like the Bride monster is going to be a low tier D. Looks like the D's are going to have it. And you can't really argue with that. She hasn't really done much other than appear in the background a few times.
It is a tragedy. I mean, just the idea that, if she actually was a bride when she got turned into a monster or whatever, it's what a tragic, a tragic thing, on your actual wedding day, unless they just show up to central casting, like to costuming and just get something off the rack, and then that becomes their persona. But yeah, imagine if it was an actual bride on her wedding day, and then you get hit with the curse. That that adds a little touch of tragedy. Unfortunately, they haven't given us anything to indicate that or anything. So
she just hasn't done enough. She just has not done really enough to be a little bit more prominent. Again, she's been in the background a few times. It's an interesting costume, of course, but other than that, she has been rather uneventful. Just like this next monster, been rather uneventful, but I just love his getup. What can I say? The magician monster that is outside of the bus in season 2, when Randall is screaming at the monsters at the top of his lungs. He's showing that he has no fear. And we see the magician monster, the creepy nurse monster, the granny monster is present at that point. Where are we ranking the magician monster from S to D? Again, this is another one who's done literally next to nothing. I probably shouldn't have even put him on the list, but what can I say? I like his getup. I think he looks pretty cool. He looks pretty dapper in his 60s magician outfit. What can I say? But he will probably be a D as well. We got a D, we got a D, we got a D, we got a D. We got an S tier from PM. Yes, S. Yes, PM. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. He just looks kind of cool, doesn't he? He just looks pretty cool, I must say. But it looks like the D's, unfortunately, are running away with it. How many D's do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 D's. And PM and I are giving him an S. Absolutely. I love him too, PM. I love the magician monster. Something about him is he's just cool. What can I say? He's a cool little monster. But I totally understand everybody giving him a D. He hasn't really done much, and we haven't really seen him in any other scenes. So I respect the chat's decision. Looks like D it is for the magician. There it is. All right, folks, we are down to the nitty gritty, the final 3 monsters on the list. And up next, we have, this is pretty silly, I know, Justin, but it's fun. I must say, I am having fun, and you guys are killing it with your rankings. I'm loving the rankings I am seeing in the chat. You guys are the freaking best. Absolute best. But up next, we have the ballerina monster. The ballerina monster and her just writhing worms that are just protruding out of her mouth when she visits Boyd in season 2. Where exactly are we going to rank the ballerina monster? And again, the ballerina monster, while she doesn't have any kills to her name, she was very prominent in season 2 and super haunting, super chilling in terms of just haunting Boyd all throughout season 2 while he has these worms. So let's see, where do we put the ballerina monster? We got an S, an S, an S, an S, an S, an A, an S, an A, a B, an S, an S. Looks like the S's are running away with it. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 S's. We got 9 S's for the ballerina.
Yeah, she was kind of
S's for the ballerina.
Kind of a free agent, kind of a just kind of like outside of the normal rank and file of monsters. But I think the worms in the mouth kind of season 2, they were really leaning on the phobias and stuff, and they were playing on arachnophobia. They're playing on all the different types of phobias that people would have. Cicadas crawling all over you. Cicadas, we know they're harmless. They eat I don't know what they eat, roots or what they eat roots, or they leech off of roots under the ground when they're larvae or whatever. Then, harmless, but they're gross as hell. Nobody likes to see them, even when they shed their skins. I mean, I would never touch them or hang around or deal with them when I was in a place that had them. But you'd always see the split skins, like just stuck to the side of a tree or whatever, and you're like, what the F is that? They're so alien, and they're big and gross. So yeah, having cicadas crawling all over your face and in your mouth, that was gross. And then the thought of earthworms, one earthworm in your mouth is gross. Having a big old handful of them come like wiggling out, man, nasty. Yeah, super nasty.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Again, she was a chilling monster. You know, short lived. Yes, I know people have been wondering, or at least we have been getting comments throughout the season 3, wondering whether or not we'll ever see the ballerina monster again. I don't think we'll see her personally. I get the feeling she was mostly tied to the worms that Boyd had, and now that the worms are gone, I get the feeling we'll probably never see the ballerina again. But who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong. But it looks like the S's have run away with it. The ballerina monster is joining the prestigious S tier along with Granny Smiley and the cowboy. Interesting. Yeah, I almost threw Jasper on as well, Will, but seeing as he wasn't a monster, and seeing as he really wasn't even the one that Victor ever really talked to. I mean, he kind of ended up just being an inanimate doll. I just feel like he wasn't really monster category, even though he was creepy. You are very right. He certainly is very creepy. But I chose not to include Jasper just because he wasn't really a monster, I guess. But again, maybe I should have thrown him on here. Maybe I should have thrown on Jasper. Would have been interesting to see where Jasper got ranked, though. That would have been interesting to see.
Nobody likes ventriloquist. I mean, that's as old
dolls,
as
man.
Twilight Zone, man. Yeah, people hate China dolls. What is it? The Robert the doll. Remember that thing? They made movies of the different possessed dolls. Dolls are always getting possessed, man. That's why you can't even have them, because you're just asking for them. If you got a doll in the house, that month it's getting possessed 100% always, especially if it's old.
Might be. Yeah, good old Jasper. Good old Jasper. Jasper does have some good scenes, though. I'm not gonna lie. You know, whether he's scaring the hell out of Jade and Jade screaming right back at him, Jasper has some decent scenes. So yeah, maybe in hindsight, I should have included Jasper. And if we ever do one of these again, I will throw Jasper on there. But up next, we got 2 monsters left, guys. 2 monsters left. The kimono creature. Where are we putting the kimono creature, ladies and gents? Again, the kimono creature made a pretty interesting splash when she first showed up on our screens in season 2, when she was holding Elgin under the water in the tub. And then, of course, we saw the kimono creature make an even bigger splash in season 3 as she ended up being the midwife to Fatima's baby.
Yeah.
Creepy indeed. And yeah, as someone was the chat was pointing out, which is actually very accurate, that the kimono monster might be one of the most powerful, because yeah, she can, she has a physical presence, but she's also kind of spirit-like form as well, and she can enter people's dreams. So the kimono monster has been shown to do quite a lot. She's pretty OP. You're absolutely right, Hollywood Pineapple. Yeah. Where is the kimono monster?
She very quickly put the Polaroid camera to work for her as well.
Yeah,
because they introduced that. I mean, they just barely had discovered that thing, and next thing you know, she's passing notes to Elgin using it. When
it looks like
Elgin
we got 5 S's, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 A's. Looks like we got 8 A's and 5 S's. 8 A's and 5 S's. Looks like the A's are ahead by 3. We got another A from Kiwi. We got another S from Susan, putting the A's ahead by 3 still.
Yeah, Hollywood Pineapple says talismans don't work against her. Yeah, she can pop in and out of Colony House as needed.
Yeah, she popped right into the when Fatima was in the shed that Boyd put her in with the talisman. She popped right in there, right with Fatima. So yeah, the talismans don't stop her. That's a good point.
She got rid of that whatever sound she was making. She didn't ever make that again after that at the end of season 2. So that was to her credit, because nobody liked the the Japanese porno orgasm. That thing.
It sounded like a freaking banshee, like a banshee's wail or a siren.
Oh, that was what they were going for? I didn't pick up on
I don't know. I have no idea what they were going for, but it was. I'm glad it didn't show back up again in season 3 because it was not a good sound.
Yeah, people were laughing.
But let's see. Let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. 7 S's, 8 S's, 9 S's. We got 9, 10 S's, 10 S's, 11 for S.
Wow,
we got
nice,
11
impressive.
S's, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 A's. 9 A's. We got 9 A's and 11 S's. Looks like S is ahead by 2. S is ahead by 2. I don't know. S or A? S or A? We got Will Smalls giving it an A, closing the gap a little bit.
B. Morgan is switching. She's switching sides. By which side did she go to?
Let's see. What did B Morgan switch to S? Okay. So that is one more S.
Okay.
Now switch to Justin Peak. Switch to S as well. Okay. We got another S. Looks like S's are Will ahead now. Another S from Vanessa M. So it looks like S's are taking it.
Interesting.
S for the kimono creature. Yeah.
The free agents, the specialists are really making a strong showing in the S tier. Then both both ballerina and
absolutely love it for sure. Okay. We got Granny, Smiley, Cowboy, Ballerina, and the kimono creature in S tier. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have the man in yellow, who made, of course, a giant splash onto our screen with his absolute savage ripping of Jim's throat. Oof. Left quite the impression. And I don't even need to count them. We have S's just running away with it. S tier for the man in yellow. And yeah, as Justin says, honestly, I think all these special tier monsters go on their own. Smiley and Granny might be the faves. UT, they're not on par with the ballerina, kimono lady, or the man in yellow. Yeah, I got to say, it's been pretty interesting to see these rankings. It's been pretty interesting to see.
Because it ranges from like fan favorite to power level. And I wonder, maybe, I don't know, can you even do 5 or 6 things on a poll? Maybe it'll do 3 and 3. That'll be interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, we might have to do 3 and 3, and then one final one to decide the final winner. I don't know if a YouTube poll lets you put in 6 options. I think you can only put in 4. But yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do 2 separate polls, 3 of 3, and we will decide who the ultimate winner is going to be.
Works out nice because we got 3 monsters and 3 specials. So
yeah, we'll put the monsters on one and the specials on another, and people can vote as they choose. They can vote for their favorite monster, and they can vote for their favorite special monster. Totally fine. That works out pretty well.
The nighttime people and the daytime people. There you go.
There you go. That's very true. We've got our nighttime creatures, our nightmare creatures, and our daytime creatures. Very, very true. Indeed.
Serendipity. It works out sometimes. Kismet,
sometimes it works out. Yeah. Sometimes it just works out. What can you say?
All right. Well, so stay tuned, guys, because your vote has never been more important than now.
Yeah, we got to see what you guys are going to do. Where are you guys going to vote?
Probably the most important election of 2024 or 2025, I would say. Probably the most consequential election. I think you'll ever, possibly in your lifetime, that you'll ever take part in.
Yeah, you guys are choosing on not only the best monster, but also the best alternative S tier monster. Again, these new monsters that aren't quite monsters in the traditional sense, but are very much still monsters on the show. So it will be interesting to see who ultimately is going to reign supreme this evening. Will it be Smiley? Will it be Granny? Will it be the cowboy monster? Will it be the ballerina? Will it be kimono creature? Or will it be the man in yellow?
And results are binding.
Ooh.
Results are binding. So anybody who says something different you can tell them that they're wrong.
Indeed.
So we will know. We will know. David Mills says Milkman got robbed. Yeah, man, he needs to step up his game. He did good. He might have. I mean, maybe a case could be made for A just because he did take out the cow, but I don't know, man. The people didn't see it that way. We got to vote on what they've done versus their potential. That's how Wednesday ended up in D tier. She might have all kinds of potential, but all the potential in the world doesn't count unless you have an actual word of a line of speech. Eli Lamar agrees Milkman should be higher. Yeah, Susie, the Milkman's over there in B tier next to Cowboy's girlfriend and the original nurse monster. I think Jeremy is putting the poll together, I believe. So
yeah, but unfortunately, these polls they don't freaking give you much options for customability. Unfortunately, so we're gonna have to improv this bitch.
No worries. I'll vamp for a minute. I'll read the chat. Let's see. What if our criteria includes power level? I think it goes man in yellow kimono and Smiley. Could be. We haven't really seen as far as power. Do you even count being able to come out in the daytime? Because somebody like Kimono Lady Ballerina kind of was almost like just a vision, because sometimes people could see her, sometimes they couldn't, although she could pop up at the most inopportune moments. And man, whenever you heard her themes, it's just like the damn Undertaker. Whenever you heard the theme music, you knew shit was going down. She was always preceded by entrance music, and you knew it was never a good thing.
All right, now, unfortunately, it does not let me add in customizable options for these polls. You can only do yes, no, and one extra option, which is absolutely ridiculous. YouTube really needs to fix this. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to do it this way, where I'm going to start the poll, and if you want Granny, you put yes. Smiley will be no, or if you want Cowboy, I am able to label Cowboy. So that is how we're going to have to do it, guys. Yes is Smiley. So if you want to vote for Smiley, you click yes. If you want to vote for Granny, you put no. And if you want the Cowboy, you can pick the Cowboy.
Okay.
So there it is, folks. Let's start this poll. Yeah, YouTube really needs to give you much better customizable options. Unfortunately, they just don't allow you to customize these answers. But what is your favorite? Yes is Smiley. No is Granny. And the Cowboy is third. Smiley, Granny, or the Cowboy. Yes is Smiley. No is Granny. And the Cowboy is the third option. Looks like Smiley was running away with it. Only 55% now. 58% for yes, which is Smiley. Interesting. Let's see who ends up pulling away with this.
Interesting.
Who will be the winner? We got 65% for Smiley so far. Looks like Smiley is holding on to the lead.
Ooh. That's very quick thinking on your feet too, adjusting this poll. I appreciate that, because I know how it is to get caught out, to expect things to work a certain way. And yeah, good job. So I'll say good job.
Unfortunately, YouTube just doesn't give you the customizable options. They do if you're putting up a poll on your community page, but if you're doing one in the actual live chat, they only let you do yes, no, or a third option. That's all they let you do, unfortunately. But again, we improvise here. So if you want to vote for your favorite monster, yes is Smiley, no is Granny, and the Cowboy is the third option. Who is your favorite? Click. And if you haven't seen the poll yet, refresh your live feed and you should see it pop up. But it looks like the Smiley monster is well in first place with 65% of the vote. Looks like Granny is in second with 23% of the vote, and Cowboy is in third with 11% of the vote. Smiley is running away with this one, guys. Smiley is running away with this one. No, I didn't switch the options, Kiwi. If you go scroll up in the chat, you'll see Smiley was always yes, Granny was always no, and the Cowboy was the third option. That's how they have always been. I never said Granny yes. I said Smiley yes. It's in the chat. If you scroll up a little bit, you shall see it. Smiley is yes. Looks like he's running away with it too. Smiley's got 68% of the vote.
Cool. And I actually made a straw poll for the next one, so I can put that in the chat when we want to do that. It just dawned on me we can do straw polls.
And then for the third one, I can do YouTube because that'll only be 2 options. So
okay,
that'll be good.
Ooh, we're gonna put the monsters and the specials head to head. Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be whatever the winner of the monsters is versus the winner of the specials. That will be the ultimate winner of the monsters.
Winner takes all. Interesting. All right.
No,
So where
I
we at?
didn't change them, Kiwi. If you scroll up in the chat, Kiwi, you'll see very clearly yes has Smiley next to it and no has Granny next to it. It's very clear in the chat. If you scroll up, you'll see it. Everybody else seemed to understand it.
Let me see.
I didn't say yes for Granny. I said yes for Smiley. Sorry for the confusion.
Yeah, let me see. Because I think I put it in there too, like right under when you posted it. Let me see. Although I can't. Yep. Yes is Smiley. No is Granny. And
Cowboys
third. Yeah. Did you get bamboozled? Like she says, "You think you say that?" Did you get bamboozled into picking the wrong one, Kiwi? If it's off by 1, we'll know. Oh, she did. She voted wrong. It's okay.
Yeah.
It does. It looks like it's not that close.
It's not too close. No, I don't think it would have made a difference in the long run, unfortunately. But there it is. There it is. Smiley is on top, 68% of the vote.
Cool. You gonna call it?
I guess so. I mean, we might as well.
And we'll do it this.
Smiley is the winner.
And actually, I'll go ahead and post the straw poll now. This one is another easy one. I think it's 1 vote per IP. You click on that one, and you'll see all 3 options right there: ballerina, kimono lady, and man in yellow for best special monster.
This one's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And we'll monitor the results on that one, and you should be able to see that too. Show results. Good. Ooh, there we go. Live results.
I think the man in yellow's got this one. I think the man in yellow is going to pull away with this one. The man in yellow is he's an interesting one. I'll pin that to the top of the chat too, so it doesn't get lost.
Cool.
Pin to the top. There is the straw poll. You can vote. Is the man in yellow the favorite? Is the ballerina the favorite? Or is it the kimono creature? Yeah, your favorite, right? Not most OP, Justin. Yes, your favorite. Which is your favorite? I mean, however you decide which your favorite is, if that's by body count, by power level, that is totally up to you. But whatever your favorite monster is.
Yeah, some like Jasmine had je ne sais quoi, as we say, that special ephemeral, ethereal something about her that made people like her, although not like her enough to put her above A tier. Je ne sais quoi only takes you so far. And the votes are coming in. Right now, we've got a dead tie.
Uh-oh. Who's the tie against? I don't have it pulled up.
Ballerina. The ladies are taking the lead. Oh, now it's a dead 33 and a third each. It's 9 votes. The 9 votes, and they're split evenly among the 3.
Whoa!
Yeah,
split evenly. Damn.
So that's pretty nice. Wow. Yeah, guys. And when we get the finale for the special monster, we'll just, and like Jeremy said, we'll put that in a nice poll right back in the chat, so you won't have to go off site again to vote. But yeah, it's okay. It looks like Man in Yellow is taking the lead, Ballerina second, and Kimono Lady stays steady at 3 votes. Still only 12 votes total, so anybody who hasn't used theirs, be sure to do so. You'll get your at this point it has almost a disproportionate. Oh, looks like Man in Yellow is moving forward, taking the lead.
Oh wow, taking it ahead. 7 votes to 5-3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Susie said she just realized she had to click it, but yeah, they make it pretty easy on straw poll, and especially this kind of. The good thing about straw poll is it's completely disposable. I mean, once it's clicked out, it's done. They don't keep anything or retain anything. It's purely for purposes like this, where you're doing something for funsies. I'm not gonna register my name or create an account with them or anything like that. This is just good, clean fun and nice and easy to get a good quick poll. Yeah,
it's crazy. 15 seconds of the Man in Yellow can give him the win over 3 seasons of all of these other monsters. That is true, Justin. That is very true. 15 seconds of the Man in Yellow has really left his mark on the fandom. 8 votes to 5 votes to 3 votes for the Man in Yellow, pulling in 50% of the vote so far. 9 votes now for the Man in Yellow. Damn. I don't know. Looks like he might pull away with it. While everybody continues to vote, I will pull this up as well. We got Robert Saunders for $5. Thank you so much, Robert. Did you notice Smelgen actually changed shirts for that scene in the bathtub? He did. Did he steal one of Boyd's precious yellow shirts? Well, actually, it's interesting because the one time he did actually change, it was a dream. It was a freaking dream sequence. So I mean, can we count that? I don't know, but that's a very interesting observation on your part, though, at the very least, Robert, that Smelgen had a different shirt on for the bathtub scene. I'll have to go back and look at that. I didn't even realize that. I'm so used to him being Smelgen with the same old shirt that he's been wearing since day one. So I did not pick that one up myself. Did not pick that one.
He's definitely.
Yeah, we got only 17 votes. Only 17 votes, guys. You got a few more minutes. Get in there, click that straw poll link, and that will take you to the voting place, and you can place your vote. And thank you so much, Robert Saunders, for the 5, my friend. I owe you a will.
Whoa! Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
52%, 10 votes for the Man in Yellow so far.
Yeah. And as Susie says, a few other people said there. I mean, if anybody was wondering exactly how to do it, it's pinned to the top of the chat. Jeremy has it pinned to the top of the chat. It's a straw poll. It'll take you right to the straw poll site, and the 3 choices are right there. There's no no trick
in the
to
chat
it or
one
anything.
more time, just so people can find it super easy. Actually, I can do that. I got it.
Yeah.
I will drop it in one more time. Yeah, I got you. Here we go. Here it is. I'll drop the link one more time. Here is the straw poll, ladies and gents. You can click on that, and that will take you right to the straw poll where you can cast your vote. You can cast your vote. I bet on Ballerina being the cycle before Victor's. Oh, in terms of the ballerina maybe being an actual human at some point in Fromville, that's an interesting idea, and I have wondered that. Like, was she human at some point? Is she a spirit of Fromville, or was she solely just tied to the worms? I'm wondering. I don't know personally, but who knows? I mean, I suppose it's possible that she could have been human at some point, just like maybe it's possible the kimono creature maybe could have been human at some point. We still know nothing about these other entities. We learned about the monsters finally, and a little bit about their origin and how they were human at some point, but we still know absolutely nothing about the ballerina. We know nothing about the kimono creature, and we know less than nothing about the man in yellow. So yeah, it's all possibilities. All possibilities.
Right. It's weird. I mean, and I wonder, yeah, that'll be very interesting to see if Kimono Lady does reappear in number 4. Are they? I mean, they went through the trouble of casting somebody with the bone structure and like the very slight frame that they wanted to apply the prosthetics and CGI over on the actress. I can't remember what her last name. Her last name is Fu, like Shao Xin Fu, I think. But yeah, will they retain her for season 4? Will she even be available to work for season 4? Very interesting.
Yeah, is she even going to have any part in the narrative going forward? I mean, was her purpose solely to facilitate the birth of Smiley? And maybe because again, it seemed like the ballerina anyway, up until this point, it seems like she was solely tied to the worms and Boyd having these worms. Once Boyd got rid of the worms, we never saw the ballerina monster again. I'm wondering if it will be similar with the kimono creature. Now that Fatima has given birth to Smiley, now that the kimono creature has facilitated that birth, are we even going to see her again, I guess? I don't know.
Let's see.
Don't know.
Let me set
Squid
a
Game
timer
season 2
for
is a new season, right? Yes, it is. Faith and Repentance. Squid Game season 2 is out right now. The second season is here. And actually, for any Squid Game fans, season 3 is going to be dropping this summer, which is so awesome. That is so close. I mean, a lot of shows out there could really learn a thing or two from Squid Game. Apparently, they filmed seasons 2 and 3 all in one go, back to back. They filmed both seasons all at the same time. So season 3 has already been filmed. They are working on post-production for season 3 right now, and we will have season 3 of Squid Game on our screens this summer. So we do not have a long time to wait for another season of Squid Game to come around. So anybody who is watching season 2 right now, rest assured, season 3 is going to be coming super close. And I will have my Squid Game video out this week. I have been working on it. I've been kind of debating on how to structure it, as opposed, should I review 3 episodes at once? Should I review half of it in 2 different videos? Or should I just review the entire season in 1 video? I'm kind of not quite sure how to do it. Again, this is one of the main reasons why I usually don't cover shows that drop all of their episodes at once, because you have the entire fandom all on a completely different page. You have some people that binge right through them and watch all of them in a day. You have some people that watch an episode at a time here and there. And then you have some people that watch at an even slower rate, like myself. Like, I haven't even finished season 2 yet. So I always stay away from covering shows that drop all of their episodes at once. But since I'm not really covering anything right now, and I am actually a big fan of Squid Game, I figured I'd at least do something on it. So I will have my video out at some point this week. And again, it'll either be half of the season. I'll either do 2 different videos and do half of the season on one and the other half on another, or maybe I'll just finish the rest of the season and just do it all in one giant video, just reviewing the entire season. One or the other I will do. But either way, I will have some content out on Squid Game this week. And I'm enjoying it so far. Again, I'm only 4 episodes in. I'm around a little more than halfway done, and I'm enjoying it. I feel like it is surprisingly holding up to season 1 so far.
Okay. I think I could go ahead and call it on this one. It looks like Man in Yellow has taken 11 votes out of 22 total votes. Man in Yellow has 11, Ballerina 7, and Kimono as 4. So if you want to go ahead and set up Man in Yellow as one of the options on the
I will.
YouTube poll, I'll say about now I heard on Squid Game season 2 that they had actually kind of like, it went longer than they should have, so they basically made 14 episodes for one season and then cut it in half.
And then
So
cut it into two? Okay.
yeah, you might see because 7, the first 7, man, it kind of lost me. I was
really
okay. I was on the fence through about 3 episodes. Then by the 4th episode, I was like, oh, I don't like any of these people. I really don't like them at all.
This
I
cast is
didn't
not as likable as the first season. That I agree with you. The first season's cast was just way more likable. They were more intriguing. They were more fleshed out a little bit. I agree with you there.
The rapper guy serves no purpose. He's an asshole, and I mean he's the one you love to hate. But the thing is, you also, man, it's so Netflixy. This time around, if you haven't seen Squid Game, I would recommend watching Squid Game season 1. And then if you have seen Squid Game season 1, I was disappointed so far with season 2. Basically, because it's Netflix, the thing is there has to be suspense. There has to be suspense on who's going to die. And because it's Netflix, don't bet on a heterosexual male to live. But because they have a little of everything, they have every marginalized group represented, you can bet that none of those are going to die. So because they're also immune from death. So basically you already know, if you know who isn't going to die, then you know who is. And it's like, okay, well, so all the suspense, all the is he or isn't he, or how are they? No, there's none of that for season 3 or season 2. It'll be interesting if they wrap it up on season 3.
I doubt it with the popularity of that show and Netflix being hungry for anything good. I doubt they'll wrap that one up. Maybe.
No. But I mean, hopefully they wrap the storyline, the season 2 storyline, up with season 3 if it was part of one continuous.
If it was originally planned to be just one giant season that they kind of cut into 2, then I imagine once this 3rd season comes around this summer, it'll probably be the conclusion of the beginning of this storyline here.
Yeah. And I mean they're trying with the police storyline, trying to find the island. Some of it was okay. It just kind of like, and believe me, I watched 1 through 7. Because I knew that I'd be called on to review it, and I'm not gonna just say blah, I didn't like it, and I didn't pull the plug on it. Sometimes, like for me, it's hard to watch something that I absolutely hate, because I did on what was it, War of the Rohirrim, that movie. I didn't like it visually. It was the animation was real choppy, and rotoscope stuff really bugs me. Sometimes I really like it, but then sometimes I really hate it. So that could be hit or miss, but I'm not going to discount it immediately. But I just didn't like it. It seemed like the animation was lazy. It skipped frames and whatnot. But anyway, I was vamping to give you time to put up the poll.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I am.
You're good to go?
No, I'm going to hit start in a minute. I just wanted to let everybody know the caveat, because again, the polls don't let you customize options. Apparently you have to always have the yes and the no, and then you can put options after it. So I am putting up the poll right now. You'll see a yes, a no, a man in yellow, and a smiley option. Obviously stay away from the yes and the no, and you can vote on who is your favorite, the man in yellow or smiley. Because again, the YouTube polls, they don't really allow you to customize these things anywhere near as well as they should. So ignore the yes and no. You can vote on who is your favorite monster, the man in yellow or smiley. Who is going to take home the gold? Who is going to win? It looks like so far Smiley is running away with it with 71% of the vote, 60% of the vote now, 62%, 64%. Wow. Smiley is quite popular. I must say, he is quite popular around here. Damn. I was expecting the man in yellow to take this. I was definitely expecting the man in yellow. But hey, can't argue with the chat.
I know.
They like Smiley. Like Smiley.
Smiled his way into people's hearts.
I mean, he made an impression. He made a big impression. I mean, I think the show knew what they had with Smiley. I think they recognized pretty early on that the actor playing Smiley, Justin McClure, I think they just knew. They knew they had something special with this look. And I think that's why they were plastering Smiley all over the promotional material for the first 2 seasons. It was him and Boyd. Just nothing but Smiley and Boyd all over the promotional material for the first 2 seasons. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he's as popular as he is. And again, I think the popularity might have factored in to them choosing to bring him back. Again, regardless of what they say, I don't believe that they originally planned to bring Smiley back. I get the feeling that was shoehorned in just based on how sloppy that he kind of got brought back, the way he got brought back being a little bit sloppy. But yeah, again, you can't argue with the popularity. Smiley is probably the most iconic monster on the show. I imagine when people think of the monsters on From, Smiley's probably the first one that pops into mind. Maybe the Granny being a close second. But yeah, Smiley's just that dude. He's just that dude. He's got that swagger. And again, Man in Yellow hasn't really, I mean, he made a pretty big splash entering into the show, but the Man in Yellow hasn't fully had a chance to leave his mark yet. We've only seen him in one quick 3-minute scene, and Smiley we had a ton of. So I can understand why people are hesitant to pick the Man in Yellow over Smiley. But me, I'm going with the Man in Yellow. I think he is the coolest monster on the show. But hey, 62% for Smiley is it's pretty impressive. Tis pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Odds the Man in Yellow kills Smiley, but for real, that'd be interesting. For Fromville to go through everything they went through to bring Smiley back, only to have the Man in Yellow kill him. I mean, it would certainly be a twist. It would certainly be a twist, if nothing else. Man in Yellow was cool, but Smiley got naked for us. He and Boyd on that poster got me into the show, mainly for how apparent, though. Yeah, that season 2 poster in particular, the one where Boyd is screaming and you see Smiley in the background tapping on the glass, such an iconic promotional image for the show. We actually used that image for all of our watch parties during season 2 as well. That was my thumbnail for just about every watch party we did because I loved that image so much. But yeah, I mean, you can totally understand why Smiley is making this much of a splash. And speaking of making a splash, we got Jen Hack, who has been a member for 18 months. Wow, thank you so much, Jen. That is incredibly generous of you. I really appreciate the support. Our friend from Down Under. Let me read that again. I got to read Jen's real quick. Happy New Year, my lovely, sweet, crazy Fromily. Yes, thank you so much, Jen. Very much appreciate you. And yeah, again, I cannot thank you enough for all the support. You have been, 18 freaking months is insane. I can't believe it. When I start to think of how long the channel has been up, which is, it hasn't been too long. I've only been doing this for around 2 years, a little over 2 years or so. But I'm just super thankful for all of the support that so many of you guys have shown us, and this awesome little kind of Fromville community that we have here. On top of the House of the Dragon community, we have the Shogun people we have, and everything in between. Very much appreciate everybody for being just incredibly supportive in 2024. And we're going to have a fun 2025 as well. We got some really good shows that we're looking to dive into. Of course, the From content will be continuing as long as people want to talk about From. We will definitely talk From for as long as you guys want. But of course, we have Severance, which is just around the corner right now. And it's crazy. When I think of shows that have been the most requested show, is definitely Severance. I have gotten more requests to do Severance content than I have for any other show in the history of this channel. More people have asked for Severance than anything else by a long shot. It's not even close. So we are definitely going to be diving into Severance Season 2 this year. I did watch Season 1 finally, and I did enjoy it for the most part. It's a pretty interesting show. I can kind of understand why a lot of people wanted me to cover it. Unfortunately, I just didn't have time to cover it during Season 1 because I was super busy. But Season 2 is coming around at a perfect time where I'm not diving deep into really anything else. So we will definitely be covering Severance Season 2 here on the channel. I'll be doing episode reviews every week, live streams, the whole 9. Then, of course, we have Yellow Jackets Season 3, which is coming in February as well. And I know probably after Severance, Yellow Jackets is probably the second most requested show that we've gotten here on the channel. We've gotten so many requests for Yellow Jackets as well. And I've been watching Yellow Jackets ever since the beginning. I mean, I just never really did any content on it on the channel because I think I was doing other stuff at the time for that as well. But I'm not going to be doing much this year when Yellow Jackets drops, so we will definitely be doing some Yellow Jackets content as well. I will be doing episode reviews every week when that drops. And I'm really glad that Severance and Yellow Jackets are both shows that are dropping their episodes weekly. They're not dropping all of the episodes at once, which makes it so much easier from the YouTube standpoint because everybody's on the same page. Everybody's watching the same episode at the same time every week. It just makes the conversation much easier. So we will definitely be diving into Severance. We will definitely be diving into Yellow Jackets. And of course, when A Night of the Seven Kingdoms comes around in 2025 as well, you know we are going to be diving headfirst into that one as well. So I'm looking forward to it. We got some fun shows coming up.
Yeah, I was a big fan. No secret about it. I was a big fan of Severance. It did take me. Actually, what was it? The other one with Brian Cox. It was Succession. Yeah, I was like, I mixed up, and actually, that was another good recommendation too. I really liked Succession as well, but Severance, it was a slow burn. It took me a little bit to get into. I would be very interested to see your guys' experiences. I'm glad you say that, Jeremy, and I'd love to see what the chat says too. It took me a little bit to get into, and I did my famous stop and start. I started it, and I was like, I don't know, man, I'm not getting it. And I'd get 3 episodes in, and sometimes some shows I'll just pull the plug and just not continue with. Something told me to continue though, just to see what was going to happen, and it actually did pay off big time by the finale. Now, when season 2 starts, they're going to play 2 episodes on the 17th of January. They'll start the season with 2 episodes and then go to the single episode per week format. I'm wondering if there's a way to fit in a rewatch, but I don't know if we can fit 8. It's going to be
I was thinking
taxing
about that too.
Yeah,
I just don't think there's enough time. I think one thing we can do is when we get closer, when we get around a week out from Severance actually airing, maybe we can do a little watch party where we just watch like the last 2 or 3 episodes just as a little refresher. But yeah, there's just not enough time to do a full season rewatch because we were getting requests for a Yellow Jackets rewatch as well. And since there's already 2 seasons of Yellow Jackets out, there just might not be enough time to do a full rewatch before February 14th when that drops. So once we get a little closer to these shows actually dropping, I'm totally down for, doing a little refresher course, and we'll just watch like the last 3 episodes of both seasons and kind of catch up, a little bit that way.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And actually, to be honest, I'll probably have to go back and binge season 1, but I do it so sporadically and haphazardly, it doesn't really lend itself to streaming too well. But I just need to sit there and take notes. So I'll take notes and screenshots, and I'll try to support you with what I can pull out of season 1, just to give everybody a Cliff Notes version to prep for season 2. And I know, BK is saying Shogun. Yeah, you're more than welcome to it, man. Donate plasma, do what you got to do.
Anytime you want, BK. Shogun is Toranaga-sama is waiting for your computer. He's waiting on you, my friend. But no, honestly, Shogun and From are definitely my 2 favorite shows of 2024, hands down. Shogun was it was such a beautiful production from start to finish, from the casting, the set design, the crew, the cinematography. Everything about Shogun was as perfect as you can possibly get when it comes to filmmaking. So as much as I wanted it to kind of be a self-contained story, I'm kind of very excited that it is coming back for a 2nd and a 3rd season. It already got greenlit for 2 more seasons. Usually I'm very skeptical when shows come back that are supposed to be miniseries, but I'm making an allowance for Shogun because it was so good and because there is technically source material for them to draw on with the real world history of Tokugawa. There's still so much that show didn't even begin to cover in terms of everything that he goes on to do. So Shogun is probably going to be a massive show that we're going to be covering, probably bigger than any other show. Like, with the exception of From, Shogun's probably going to be the show that we're going to cover more than anything else. Like, I love Shogun. So I'm looking forward to it. It's probably not going to be out in 2025. It'll probably be a 2026 season 2 by the looks of it. But man, I cannot wait for Shogun to come back.
And that's what one of the things I loved about it was I love the shows that transport you to a different place, a different time. I mean, that's you know, again, I'm gonna start streaming Rome for that exact same reason, where you're really immersed in the world, and I could get that same feeling from House of the Dragon, at least early on in the season of House of the Dragon.
At
But you
least
could,
season
you know,
1.
in Game of Thrones, you could be immersed in that world. Rome, it's so richly and well done. That's why it was at the time probably the most expensive series that the HBO had produced at that time, and part of why it ended up getting canceled because it was so
I got
expensive.
canceled, yeah.
But
Like the
my
Founders.
God, yeah, what was it? Marco Polo, another great one. Period pieces, yeah, to a large extent. You're right, Wall Street Tech. Yeah, I do like period pieces. I liked, you know, I like the Tudors.
Yeah.
Because it's so divorced from everything. I hate modern anything at this point. And I know when we were doing our watch parties, some people were like, I don't watch anything after, you know, before 1996. I was like, man, or whatever. They picked like an arbitrary date that they don't watch anything before. And I'm like, man, some of that stuff is timeless. And then some of the modern stuff, I can't stand it. So the farther away from the real world, because I don't want to see the real world. I see the real world enough. I want something that takes me in somewhere entirely far away. Now, ironically, Severance, you know, that I speak so highly of, is set in, you know, the modern times, but it's such a dystopian world. And for the people that don't know, essentially, and I'll give you the cliff notes without spoiling anything, the premise of the show essentially is there's a voluntary surgery that you can have, a brain surgery that you have that separates your brain. For you go to work at this place for 8 hours, and and that part is compartmentalized. So that's what the severance
Separates
is.
your
It's in your
memories.
brain. Yeah, you work for 8 hours, and then but the part of you that worked for 8 hours has no knowledge or memory of what you did after work, and the you outside has no memory of what you did while you were in there working. So it's kind of, you know, you just imagine what your life would be like if you clock in for 8 hours but have no memory of it, of the people you worked with, of the work that you did. And meanwhile, you're still getting a paycheck, but all you know is that you have to drive to work in the morning. But you get to live your life outside of that
I think
entirely
the
differently.
workers have it way worse in that situation, because when you look at it from the workers' standpoint, their whole life is literally working with no fucking break. That's
Yes.
all they remember is work.
Yes.
That must be fucking torturous.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I wonder. Yeah, I got to go back and try to remember whether. So they are cognizant that there's 16 hours a day that they don't have access to. But yeah, I
But they
couldn't
don't
imagine
remember it.
working for
Yeah.
fucking
It
with
can
the
make
same
us-
people and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it is a very weird workplace
It's a
as
weird
well.
show.
So
It's
it's
a
very
fucking weird
dystopian if you like that, just creepy dystopian
Yeah.
workplace. And
And
anybody who's worked in an office environment it'll get up and down your spine.
it's a bit scary. Like I think, yeah, I agree, Justin, and you're right. It does kind of it gets inside you, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I've never worked in a corporate setting myself, but you know, I've always kind of been, you know, I've always worked either construction or landscaping pretty much my whole life. But yeah, I mean, you get a very interesting look at like you said, a dystopian version of a corporate setting, and it's weird, man. Again, maybe it's the tone of the show, the background music, the aesthetic of the office, the emptiness of the office that they work in. It's just this little fucking cubicle with 4 people sitting at it in a giant room with nothing else in it. The whole thing is incredibly dystopian. That is a perfect word to describe Severance. But yeah, you hear the workers early on. The female worker, when she first kind of jumps into the show, one of the first things she says in the early episodes is like, oh, "Man, it's nonstop. It's a never-ending toil." And I can just imagine how crazy that must be for the people, for the worker side, Because again, if you're on the outside, all you're remembering is home life for way longer than you're stuck in there. But if you're the innies and the outies, they call them, if you're the innie part, all you remember is work, day in and day out, nothing but work. You don't remember anything about relaxing, anything about having time off, anything about a vacation. Your whole life, your whole memory is nothing but work. That sounds horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I would not sign up for that. I guess that's an interesting question. What do you guys think, chat? If the severance thing was real, would that be something anyone would really sign up for? I mean, I fucking wouldn't. Not in a heart. I would not do that. Fuck
Just
that.
imagine though. I mean, but the thing is, if you're the outside person is the one that makes that decision. So you could say, I'm gonna get my full paycheck. I'm gonna get my full salary. I'm gonna turn my brain off for essentially have no access to my brain. I think I would have to assume that there's some guarantee or something that you're going to come out alive. At the end of the day, you're not going to be doing something, perilous or you're going to be delivered at the end of 8 hours and, intact. So, you'll be at work 8 hours, have no memory of it. You'll still get your full paycheck. And so all you have to do is worry about sleeping and recreation. That is a fantastic deal for the outside person, but horrific deal for the inside person. But the thing is, you'll never know what they're going through, the inside person. So what do you guys think? Is that appealing to you at all? Suzanne says, I'd rather be poor, being rich sucks.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. But then again, I mean, I have no idea what it feels to be rich. I and probably never will. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the home life sounds good. Kind of that part of it sounds good. But man, the thought of my work side, my work part of myself, only remembering work and nothing else. That sounds like a Lovecraftian cosmic style horror that would drive you mad after a while. I don't know if I could do
that. Yeah, and it is. What are they saying? Oh yeah, Will says I take umbrage with calling my inner life an innie. Somebody said I call it a winnie. My inside self is a winner, so I call it a winnie. Yeah, that's so strange. Yeah, and some people are untrusting that you might be abused or treated poorly.
Exactly.
And believe me, even if it doesn't sound appealing to you guys, the premise, obviously stuff happens both outside and inside to make it interesting. And no surprise, some of the inside people would get curious. I mean, your inside self would be at some point, although they try to drill it out of you with like the corporate just drudgery and nonsense, you might be curious. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the show. So I would still recommend it. And you guys know I don't always recommend everything. None of these guys pay me a paycheck, so I don't have to shill for Netflix or Apple TV or anybody. If they make something shitty, I'll tell you. But that one did good for me. So if you guys do have the opportunity to check it out, I would definitely check it out. Or sit tight and wait for the Cliff Notes version before we launch on season 2.
Well, right now, actually, from what I hear, it looks like they were advertising it recently that I believe all week or up until the season 2 premiere, Severance is free to watch for everybody, even if you're not an Apple TV member, apparently. So right now, you can watch it. Even if you're not an
I saw that in
TV
Discord. Somebody said Apple TV was free. Yeah. So, and I didn't, for some reason, I didn't put 2 and 2 together and understand the significance of it. So yeah, if Apple TV is free, or at least Severance is free, I would highly recommend that you do it at your leisure and catch up. At least, you'll know what we're talking about when we launch into season 2. So yeah, fantastic news. As yet another reason to participate in the Discord and at least check in, see what's going on. There's always going to be watch parties, good information, plenty of channels talking about one specific thing or another. If you only want to talk about about From, there's plenty of From talk in there. If you want to talk about Silo, if you want to talk about Severance, if you want to talk about Squid Game, and we even have series that don't begin with S in there. There's all kinds of things in there.
There's a few. There's even a few. Yeah. But yeah, no, there's some good shows. There's some really good shows coming up pretty soon. Again, I'm very excited for Severance season 2. I totally understand why. Again, this has easily been the most requested show that we've gotten here on the channel, Severance. With Yellow Jackets probably being a close second. I like Yellow Jackets. I think I probably like Yellow Jackets a little better than Severance, but just because it's a little more my speed. I like the kind of supernatural aspect. The ambiguity of Yellow Jackets is very appealing to me in terms of not knowing if this is all psychological in their heads or if there's really this supernatural entity kind of stalking them. The show leaves it purposely ambiguous, and I love that about it. But Severance is good. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to be covering season 2 when it drops. And wow, just 2 weeks or so from now.
Yeah, definitely a change of pace too. So, something that hasn't been so well trodden that you'll be bored with it, or that you'll be like, oh my god, they're doing this thing again.
It's
or that
different.
Thing. Yeah,
it's different. And I was very much like you. Like when I started Severance, I mean, it was a little bit of a slog at first. Like the first 2 episodes or so, it does have a bit of a slow start. But Severance is one of those shows that I found anyway that it does get better and better as the season goes on. By the time you get to the finale, it's like super fucking intense. So yeah, I think even if you start off Severance and you're maybe not in love with it right off the bat in the beginning, which is totally understandable, I would recommend trying at least to stick with it, because it is one of those shows that does tend to get a little bit better as it goes on. And again, the finale is actually really good. It's a pretty good finale for Severance season 1. Yeah. Sure.
And the week-to-week format will lend itself to being talked about on our shows. Just because it's the 2025 version of water cooler chat about the different episodes and stuff. So
pretty much, yeah. Interesting stuff. And I am watching Nosferatu right now. I'm a huge fan of Robert Eggers. I watch every movie he directs and puts out. I feel like he's one of the best new directors of our time. Robert Eggers, he just has a really good head and a really good knowledge for filmmaking and for creating a very, he's a very atmospheric filmmaker. Like you look at all of Robert Eggers' films and they all have this incredibly kind of trippy tone, bordering on something that you almost feel you shouldn't be watching, at the very least in The Witch, in the sense of The Witch. Robert Eggers' movie The Witch was probably the only movie I've seen in a very long time that legitimately scared the fuck out of me. Like that movie was scary. And it wasn't so much for anything I've seen. It was really how I felt when I was watching it. The Witch is one of those movies where it felt like it was something I shouldn't be watching. It felt like it was something humans shouldn't be watching. It was so
very
profound.
atmospheric. Yeah, I totally get that. I got that feeling with the original Blair Witch. Because it was so different. Remember when? Yeah. Now people, it's kind of trite and overdone now, the found footage stuff. But man, I remember the original and seeing the original Blair Witch, because there was still a point at which people weren't even convinced that it was an actual, like with actors and stuff. They thought it might.
People thought it was real.
Yeah.
People thought it was real. It was because it was so ahead of its time with, like you said, the found footage kind of format. People were tripped out by Blair Witch.
Yeah, and it was, and you got this voyeuristic weirdness feeling that you're seeing, like what is this? Because it wasn't slick. It was so choppy and so rough.
Raw. Yeah.
But The Witch, you're exactly right. The Witch, and there was a question, well, is she a witch, or is there even anything magical going on here? What the hell is going on in this thing? But yeah, Robert Eggers, I mean, I loved The Northman. I loved The Lighthouse. Yeah, he's very reliable if you like that atmospheric, just but it's not uncomfortable. Some things make you uncomfortable and in an unpleasant way, but it's just like, again, his stylistically, he is able to make movies that transport you. to a different, to a different time, a different place, and really take you into his world and away from this one, which is, like what I really seek. So yeah, very reliable. So you found a good copy of Nosferatu? I saw a couple cam versions,
Yeah, it's a
and I'm like,
decent
is it
copy. It's
okay?
not like the best copy in the world, but it's definitely decent enough that I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
yeah, man, it's just again, I'm a big Robert Eggers fan, and I like Nosferatu as well. Like the original Nosferatu is an incredibly iconic silent movie. And that was actually one that we had up for vote last year for our Halloween movie-thon watch party, and I was so bummed it didn't get picked. But maybe it will next year. We'll see. But yeah, no, Nosferatu, loving it. I'm gonna try and get a review out for Nosferatu on the channel this week as well. I'm gonna try to get it out, hopefully this week, because again, I am starting to dabble a little bit more into reviewing films and not just series. And that was really thanks to the 28 Weeks Later trailer, to be honest. Like when that trailer dropped, I was so enamored with the trailer for 28 Years Later. That was probably the best horror trailer I've seen in a very long time, maybe ever. Just the incredibly brilliant use of the Rudyard Kipling Boots poem over that trailer was so fucking genius that I cannot wait to see 28 Years Later now. So I am starting to dabble a little bit more into reviewing films and not just TV series. And Nosferatu, I am definitely going to try and get a review out on the channel sometime this week for, because again, it's got a great cast as well. I'm a huge fan of Bill Skarsgård. I feel like he's so good in everything he was in. He played such a good Pennywise. He was great in John Wick. I imagine he's going to be phenomenal in this. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the diving into a little bit more films and not just TV series. Just watched 28 Days Later. Oh my God, it's so good, says Susie. It is, right? I mean, 28 Days Later, it really was one of those films that just completely reinvigorated the zombie genre. Like, for me, the zombie genre had gotten very stale right around the time 28 Weeks Later came out. 28 Days Later came out, excuse me. It was just so different. It was such a different feel. And it was one of, if not the first movie that ever had fast-moving zombies in it. Up until that point, all the zombies were just incredibly slow George A. Romero types. 28 Days Later came out and just completely threw those fast-moving zombies in your face, and it was terrifying at first. So yeah, I can't wait for 28 Years Later. I think that's going to be one of the best horror films of the year. And knowing that they already have 2 of those films already done filming, 28 Years Later is coming out this summer, and then 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple is already done filming, and they're actually working on the 3rd right now. So we have 3 28 Years Later films coming out. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. You watch Mike Flanagan movies, says Quan Solar. I don't know. It does not ring a bell off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up.
Okay, I had to pull it up. I did it real quick.
What has he directed?
Let's see. The Fall of the House of Usher, I did watch. Midnight Mass, I did watch and I liked. Haunting of Hill House, didn't. I don't know if I've watched it or. And
Haunting
then
of Hill
Doctor
House is
Sleep.
really good.
That was the Shining sequel, right? Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
I liked Fall of the House of Usher. It took me a little bit to get into, but they did. I liked how they like do callbacks to the Poe, but I did like Midnight Mass though. It was pretty good all the way up to the end. I think. Whatever. Hush. I'm trying to see. Gerald's Game. That was another. Yeah, that was another. Strange. So he did. Yeah, he did a little. Yeah, he's kind of in the horror genre. Again, I liked. Man, I did like Midnight Mass. They kind of got a little wild towards the end, but I'm always one of those that I always appreciate when. Well, I don't even want to get too preachy. Whenever they treat Catholicism or for so many years, Christianity and Catholicism has always just been the whipping boy of Hollywood, so they can say anything bad and they can it's not even that I care that much. It's just the utter cowardice because they'll never say it about any other religion. They'll never even dare. They wouldn't even They wouldn't even have that conversation. But so whenever it's, religion's treated respectfully, then, I'm like, okay, well, at least I can give you that credit. But they actually did, and I'm not Catholic either, but they kind of really did. Susie Green, I think paganism gets its fair shake. They get treated pretty fairly, I think. But anyway, like they kind of, that was one of the elements of the show, is the ritual kind of thing. And I remember having been Catholic and stuff. There's a lot, there's a lot to it. But they didn't just treat it as like a whatever. They did it respectfully, I guess, and I appreciated that. The vampire aspect of it. It reminded me a lot of a Stephen King kind of show, kind of like Salem's Lot or something, or remember Silver Bullet. Whenever there's like somebody in the community, it's a small kind of cloistered or separated community, and then there's a hidden something. There's a hidden something in there, like somebody who isn't what they seem, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed Midnight Mass. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a decent show. Again, the ending could have been a little bit better, but I liked Midnight Mass's take on the whole vampire thing, and kind of diving into the whole angel kind of aspect of it. It wasn't kind of like full on vampire, even though it was a vampire. They kind of presented it as it was this angel thing kind of invading the town, and it was good. I thought, it started off great, the middle was great, ending could have been a little bit better, but Midnight Mass overall was a well put together show. And same thing with Fall of the House of Usher and Haunting of Hill House. Like, I had no idea the same person made all of those.
Right, that's
awesome.
the biggest surprise. Going through his filmography is like, wow, he did do a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I did not know that he made all of those, but the Fall of the House of Usher and Haunting on Hill House, those were really good, because I don't want to say it was American Horror Story, but it was similar to American Horror Story in the sense that it was this horror anthology where each season was a totally different self-contained story. So it was satisfying. It was one of those shows where you knew you were going to get a satisfying beginning, middle, and ending in one season, and it wasn't going to carry over to the next. I like longer format of storytelling. Don't get me wrong. I like a good long series, but every once in a while, it's nice to have a little mini series like that, where you're gonna get a really good self-contained story just in one season. And Fall of House of Usher and Haunting of Hill House both do that phenomenally. Some of the best horror on Netflix, I would say. Indeed, great shows. Really good shows. There's some good stuff out there. There is some good stuff out there. I have actually been meaning to, in the Discord, probably for a Throwback Thursday activity that I might start. Every Thursday, I'm going to throw in a clip from one of my favorite films or series from back in the day, or leading up to just a few years ago even. And I would love to see everybody else do something similar. If you guys have a favorite show or a favorite movie that is maybe a little more obscure, that has maybe been off for a while, I'm going to start doing Throwback Thursdays in the series and film suggestions. And again, I'll be throwing a clip in there every week of one of my favorite all-time shows. And we will see what some of our favorite stuff is, and if we can discover some new shows that we have not seen before. Because there's some really, really good oldies in terms of, just phenomenal shows that aren't even talked about nowadays, but still hold up in terms of being some of the best shows I've ever seen, even though they're very old. Like Twin Peaks, for example. Twin Peaks is one of the shows that it will always hold up for me. The mystery aspect of Twin Peaks, we really have Twin Peaks to thank for shows like Lost and From. If Twin Peaks hadn't have paved the way and really kind of started the whole mystery box thing, I wonder if we would ever have had shows like Lost or From without Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks was the first show to do that mystery aspect, and they did it well. And of course, that's thanks to the brilliance of David Lynch as well. But yeah, I'm gonna every week, probably for Thursday, because Throwback Thursday just probably sounds the best. Every Thursday, I'm gonna throw a clip in to the either film suggestion or the series suggestion, recommending one of my favorite shows or movies, and everybody else is more than welcome to do the same. If you guys want to throw a show or a favorite movie of yours in there as well, we will see what everybody's favorite stuff is. But I'm going to end this poll right now. It looks like Smiley has soundly defeated the Man in Yellow. And again, got to go with the chat. The chat is saying the Smiley is the winner, so Smiley is the official winner. Even though I picked the Man in Yellow myself, it looks like Smiley has officially won with 64%, Man in Yellow with 28%, and we even got 4% for no and 2% for yes. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's
Great.
actually, yeah, I like that. I like that tier list too. I mean, it did come out, 6 in S, 3 in A, 4 in B. So it was pretty fair, pretty even. And that's the thing. I mean, some of them never did rise to the forefront. Some of them, the D tier guys, they need to step up their game, or they just haven't had the opportunity to shine. I was somewhat surprised. Like I said, from the very beginning, I thought Cowboy would have a better chance than he did. But yeah, I guess.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. So and I guess old Man in Yellow just didn't have enough screen time, didn't have enough gravitas, or didn't bring enough to the table to tip the scales in his favor. Yet he's still, in a grand total of what 27 seconds of screen time, did do enough to pull. He got 1% of the vote for every second of screen time he had, which isn't bad.
Indeed. It's respectable. It is respectable for a guy who was on screen for a total of 3 minutes, maybe. He's left quite the impression. And when I look around, there's probably been more theory videos on who the Man in Yellow is, more than any other character in From history. So he has definitely he's made an impression in the little time that he has had on screen, and it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this character in season 4. I mean, what exactly are they going to do with the Man in Yellow? One thing I really want to see is the first time we get a meeting between the Man in Yellow and Boyd. I mean, the Man in Yellow just completely handled Jim like he was a freaking toddler, and that's to be expected. But I get the feeling Boyd is going to be a little bit of a tougher opponent for the Man in Yellow than Jim was. I'm really looking forward to the first meeting between the Man in Yellow and Boyd. That's going to be a really good scene, I think.
Oh, yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see how they play it, how they introduce the Man in Yellow to the rest of the cast. At what point? How long do they wait? A lot of open-ended questions. I saw people asking about the casting for season 4. I don't even think they've gotten that far. I don't even know that they have a script for season 4. They don't know who to cast.
Yeah, they haven't started casting for season 4 yet. They are actually only writing season 4 right now. They're not even going to start filming season 4 until springtime comes around. Because again, they don't want to go through another grueling winter shoot up there in Nova Scotia, which is understandable. They went through a ton of problems trying to film season 3 during the dead of winter up there in Canada. Not very easy. So they're not even starting filming until springtime comes around. So no, and in terms of news on season 4 castings, there's nothing out there yet. So anyone claiming to know anything about season 4 casting, they're wrong, because there's nothing out there yet. They're not even thinking about casting yet, I would imagine. But once they do, once the show officially gets started with production, once real information starts coming out, damn well I will be right on it, and I will be putting it out either in video form or throwing it into the Discord so everybody can stay up to date on all things from season 4 as soon as we start getting official word from the actual show, and not just these rumors that are going around now. I will definitely be keeping my ear to the ground and be checking in with my sources as much as possible to find out as much as I can. And you guys will be the first to hear about it after I do. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I think season 4 is going to be their darkest season yet. I think they're going to have a very, very tough season 4, with season 5 hopefully being the season where maybe they come back and ultimately triumph. Or who knows? Maybe the Man in Yellow and the monsters are going to win everything. Maybe we're all heading for a massive slaughter, which is something that I am going to be covering in my video that I am dropping tomorrow morning. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to finish it and I'm going to upload it. It will be premiering tomorrow morning at the usual 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I have some interesting things that I am thinking is going to happen in season 4. That will be in that video tomorrow as well. So be on the lookout for that. But man, tonight I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. This was an absolute blast to kind of dive in and have some fun ranking these Fromville monsters. I know we meant to do it during our New Year's Eve stream, but the trivia just took a lot longer than I anticipated, which was totally fine because the trivia was an absolute blast, which is something we will be doing again. Even though we didn't reach our goal tonight, we will definitely be doing another trivia stream. Probably next week at some point. We'll definitely set up another trivia stream, and I will find some even tougher questions for you guys this time, because last time you guys absolutely killed it. I think I only stumped you guys maybe a small handful of times, where the most of them you guys pretty much got right. So we will definitely be doing another trivia stream next week. But again, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This was a blast. I had fun doing this.
Yeah, and some of the trivia questions that we thought that were going to be difficult were super easy. People were answering them before we even got to that question. Sometimes like that. So it'll be interesting to do. We as a result of meeting goals in previous ones, we've got call-ins to do, call-in shows to do. We're going to do one on Tuesday, you think?
We're going to do one on Tuesday. That's right. We're going to do because we did set a goal for our last week's stream, which you guys did more than hit. And, I am a man of my word. If I say I'm going to do a call-in stream, then by God, we are going to do it. You guys hit the goal, so it's only right for me to hold up my end of the bargain. This Tuesday, we will be doing a live call-in show, and I imagine we're probably going to be covering the rewatch portion. Tomorrow night, we are continuing our From series rewatch. We will be starting season 2, episodes 1 and 2 tomorrow night right here on the channel, and then folding over into Discord. So we are going to continue our From watch party, and then on Tuesday we will be doing a live call-in show where anybody who wants to hop on the panel and hang out with us for a little bit, talk a little bit about the rewatch, talk a little bit about From season 4, whatever you guys want to talk about is totally cool. But yes, this Tuesday we will be doing the live call-in show, so that should be interesting as well.
Yeah, nice. And again, keep your eyes peeled on the Discord. You'll see events posted there whenever there's watch parties, and of course, in the live stream announcements, Jeremy will have the planned live streams posted there as well. So that'll be a good place to at least check in every once in a while to see what the scheduling is. That generally I'll create events for either watch parties or whenever we have after shows and stuff. There'll be events for that. And again, if you guys that are in the Discord already ever want to endeavor to do essentially, it's so easy to do. You're playing a video the same as you play it for yourself on your computer, and then you just click share screen or share app or whatever, and then you're hosting your very own watch party. It's so easily done down in the channels. And like I said, you can hit me up on in DMs on Discord, and I'll walk you through it if you're feeling unsure. We could even practice, just hop in a couple minutes earlier, hop in for 5 minutes at a random time and practice. And once you do it, it's one of those things that it seems mysterious, but once you do it, then you've done it and you know it forever. So it's very easy to do. If you so all that's always available for you guys if you want to stream your own stuff, or you say, man, I love this thing and nobody's ever heard of it. Put it out there, man. We're always open to seeing new and amazing things. And if you can turn somebody on to something that you love, makes it all worth it. So yeah, check out the Discord. Plenty of good news and updates on things that are happening, all that good stuff. And as I ramble, so it's always the long goodbye when we're trying to wrap. But yeah,
no, totally fine. Of course, and of course there is the link right there. Thank you so much, Kiwi, for dropping that. Anybody who wants to pop into the Discord, of course, everybody is welcome. It is open for anybody who wants to join. And as far as the watch party section goes, anybody who wants to start a watch party at any point is more than welcome to. The watch party section is open for everybody. So yeah, you guys have something that you want to do a watch party around, by all means, set it up. Let everybody in the Discord know what you'll be doing, and who knows who will show up. You never know who wants to watch what on any given night. But tomorrow night is From night in the Discord. Again, we'll be doing a pregame show right here on YouTube for about an hour or so, and then we'll be heading into the Discord to start our season 2 rewatch of From with episodes 1 and 2, and we will finally get to the bottom of this mysterious Spidergate once and for all.
It's a dog.
It's the damn dog the whole time. Shit. Yeah, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to diving into this and seeing what everybody's thoughts and theories are on what we are looking at. Is it a giant spider leg? Is it just a camera arm? Or is it something else entirely? We will find out what the chat ultimately thinks. But again, big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us tonight. That is going to do it for us. Be on the lookout for the watch party tomorrow night. And of course, be on the lookout for my video that will be dropping tomorrow morning at around 10 a.m. Eastern or so, the usual time that I usually premiere my videos. And again, big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. And as always, stay safe out there, guys, in this crazy world. Don't be afraid to keep those tinfoil hats on, folks, and I will see you on the next one.